So let's try this again. Now that I actually plugged the mixer in. It's been one of those days, guys. So sorry. So we are here. This is the regularly scheduled Casual Cactus D&D session. It is not, however, the full Glassbreakers Guild. So I'm going to go through all this spiel again for those guys here in the room, because nobody could hear me on the other side of the camera. This is Casual Cactus. This is our regular Glassbreakers Guild time slot. However, the full guild could not be here. And so I'm going to turn over the DM duties tonight to one of the regular players. You know him as Brayden. You know him as Eliash. He is going to be running us through a session with a smaller group that he calls the Bounty Society. Yes, and because you missed the joke first time, the Bounty Society has initials. That's what it's mostly known by. Anyway, I get to be on the other side. I get to be one of the players this evening. In the meantime, just a reminder, we are trying very hard to make affiliate. We're aiming for 50 followers, 50 follows. I think we're in the low to mid 30s right now, so we're really looking for those numbers to get pumped up. So if this is your cup of tea, if you like what you're seeing, do go ahead and hit that follow button for us. Give us those follows. If you know other people who might like what we're doing, bring them along, get them hooked, and get them involved in what we're doing here. This is just a for fun stream. This is me and my friends playing some D&D, having a lot of fun. We're not yet out to monetize it, and even if we do get to that point, it will always be, I think, for us, about the fun, about the camaraderie. That being said, I think looking across the table here that we are just about set, so I'm going to step away for a moment, and I'm going to turn you guys over to Brayden, who is going to be our DM for the evening. So Brayden, come on up.
Come on over. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Bounty Society. This is a one-shot that I've been doing with a couple of the players here, mostly with Danny, Nate, and Keith, because there have been times where not all of us can show up. So Lance is the new player joining us for the Bounty Society. So I'll give a little recap of what the Bounty Society is. The Bounty Society is a small tavern that is based in Waterdeep, in which everyone is a bounty hunter or is looking for coin. And you come to the Bounty Society Inn, and hopefully you find a bounty and you shall profit. The usual suspects have gone after 2 bounties already. The first one, they went to a town called Middale, and after exploring the town, they found their bounties. 2 wizards who were setting up kind of a counterfeit ring operation where they could just one-punch someone, but they were using magic, so it wasn't exactly fair. And they calmed them down and brought them to justice, earning their coin, and pissing off Harry, an NPC who isn't very happy with the group right now, and no one knows what happened to him. During their second adventure, only 2 members of the usuals here, Danny and Nate, were the only ones here, followed by one of our friends, Seth, who is Kai in the Glassbreakers Guild.
No.
Or no, not Kai. Hadrian. I apologize, Seth, if you watch this. Anyway, you had been contracted to hunt down a witch who was evil, and you stopped them. After finding her location and setting off a couple of her traps in her house, you talked to her and found out that she had a potion that could give people a little bit of magical ability. After a while at her house, a wizard and a couple of apprentices started to approach the house, and you literally killed them all. She shared with you a little bit more of her knowledge, showing her journal to you all, her notes on how to create the potion and whatnot. And then you were approached by a very tall elven man who wore 2 wands at the side of his hip, at the sides of his hip. Somewhat like a gunslinger, if you were. After some careful deception on the elf's part, he teleported himself and the witch, Carol, back to Waterdeep. After the 3 days it took the party to get back, they found out that Carol had been tried and hung for being a witch. Although the 2 of you know what the truth is. And now let's get on to today's session of the Bounty Society. It is a brisk morning in Waterdeep. It rained last night, so there's a few puddles, little bits of droplets of water falling from the roofs. And everyone's enjoying a slightly nicer, warm mead that the Bounty Society has brought forth. You are all sitting at your strange table, which is stacked to provide adequate height for different sized people. Yeah, it's basically small people, large, and then extra large, and it kind of swings around to at the booth. You have your own corner booth. As you are all well known, you were and let's go around the couch and please describe your character to everyone. We'll start with Keith's character.
So my character is named Arjun Thrixus Dadalan, or as he's known in these circles, Dad. He stands a whopping 6'5", weighs 219 pounds, and the most notable thing about him is that he is completely bald because he is a dragonborn. He's got sort of red eyes and bronzish, scaly skin belying his draconic heritage. He is usually gruff and doesn't say a lot.
And since Dad was not here for the last adventure that the Usuals had done, while you were on your last bounty, which was slightly smaller, you came across a druid who you kind of got acquainted with. You split the bounty, and you 2 have become friends. Lance, would you please introduce your character?
All right, so I am playing Karn. He's got sort of like a dark brown robe, or cloak, kind of tattered, kind of worn, leather armor, unkempt hair that's just this big, thick gray mane. His canine teeth are very pointed, and his face is somewhat bestial. He lets his fingernails grow out long enough that they're claws. He looks very rough and gruff, not the sort of person you would expect to find in Waterdeep.
Okay. And Dad and Karn are listening very intently. It's been about a month since the witch incident, and you 2 have been gone. While the 2 Usuals described to you what happened, you have barely just gotten back in the city, and it's the morning after your arrival. Danny, would you like to explain your character?
I am a short sort of gentleman. My name is Akra. I am. I look a bit draconic myself in nature, but of a greatly different stature, you see. I am a kobold, and I wear a bowler hat, and my weird little whisker thing is turned into a gentleman's mustache sort of shape. I wear a button-up white dress shirt with a vest, atop martial arts pants, and bear-clawed feet. Well, not bear claws, but
Bear-clad.
bare feet that are clawish.
Okay.
I have a very matter-of-fact sort of presence about me, and enjoy a bit of an interesting quest now and again. And I suppose I'm probably looking over the book that we've collected.
You can roll an Arcana check for me while we go and have Nate describe his character.
I am a gnome warlock.
Yeah.
More like a leprechaun.
Yeah. Yes, you are a leprechaun.
So my name is Cobble Creek, and I'm pretty sure I am a typical leprechaun, but I am on the evil side because I like to cheat people out of their wishes.
Yes.
I do have a traditional, it's like a dark green top hat and like a suit jacket that I like to wear. I got the green pants, like I said, so it's all dark green, but still pretty obvious what I am, and of Irish descent. I do walk with the staff, because, leprechaun.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm always in it for myself.
Okay. And you two are describing what happened last month with the witch incident, as you all are referring it to. What did you roll for your Arcana?
17.
Okay, it is all gibberish to you,
Oh, codswallop.
as most things are with magic. Purple plus gold equals tuna fish.
Muay Thai.
Absolutely. I hand you the book. Be
You
gentle with it.
can do an Arcana check.
You're right. That is Codswallop.
You start to look at it, and her handwriting is a bit sporadic. It's actually in cursive, and her weird cursive is hard to describe.
Okay.
Anyone else have a go at it?
Hey, you might as well. I'm a little tipsy. Maybe I can read it better.
Oh, dear
Alright.
God. Just
Well,
don't
if you're
spell
tipsy,
it.
do it with disadvantage.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, that's a 1.
It's absolute gibberish.
Can you read?
Pardon my diminutive friend. He's a bit of an idiot.
I'm just direct.
I'm just gonna reach over and grab and rip the book out of your hands and start leafing through it.
Yeah.
I
This is
am
gonna go
direct.
real well.
Yeah.
You are an ass.
13.
It's
Oh,
gibberish.
Wow, we're not.
You've
I
successfly
think it might
passed
be
it
a
around the
little above
table
your
without
understanding.
no one being able to read
Do
it.
you understand it?
Of course I do.
Deception, please.
Yep.
13.
I'll do it inside.
Yeah, you can inside if you want.
Yeah.
17.
19.
19.
22.
Yeah,
No, I do not. I'm holding it upside
You
down.
talk. You're holding it upside down.
I like you, sir. However, you're gonna have to work on your skills of manipulation.
I'm just gonna close the book and set it back down.
Why can't
And
you use pictures instead of words?
As a side note to most of the usuals, it is almost about that time of the day.
Oh, everybody get ready! Get ready!
They're going to post the bounties. See that board there?
You look over to the other side of the tavern, and there is there's a square frame that has a few bits of paper that have kind of leafed around, and that's what you know as, you've been told it's called the bulletin board.
Has a bit of a trick. Nobody actually comes out and pins it, it's flipped. So, I intend on being one of the first there.
First come, first serve.
As you say this, you know that the temple on the corner of the street always chimes at 9 o'clock, and it is chiming now. I need everyone to roll initiative,
Yes.
Yeah.
as you are fighting several people to get to the best
I would
spot.
also like to dash. A natural 20.
Okay.
17.
18.
21.
All right. You all are faster than everyone else. Most people. I rolled 2 14s and a 9.
Hey, look! They're giving away free drinks at the bar.
Everyone starts shouting, "Hooray!" which kind of draws out.
That is a deception of 24.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
The barman starts handing out free drinks at the bar.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
well,
alive.
everyone shouts "Hooray!" which slightly drowns out the bells because your guys' booth is right next to the window. That's really close. So you all get to the bulletin board. Perceptions. To look for
Can I
the.
use my passive.
Yes, you can.
22.
Okay.
Oh.
17.
Oh, well, 17.
Yeah, it's
it's not
4.
great, not
Okay.
bad.
For those who rolled low, for the most part, it's the same. Missing people, stuff like that. 2 posts catch your eye. There is one about something has been destroying crops in the local area that has a $100 bounty attached to it. It doesn't have a dead or alive because they don't know what it is, so they've put dead or alive ? And there's also one that really catches your eye as it is not very what's the word? Official. It looks like it's been, to put it in the best term, it looks like it's been made from crayon.
Oh dear.
And that has a very low price of like 2 gold.
But what is it?
But what's the bounty?
2 gold.
But
Oh,
No, like, what is it for?
You take a moment to read it, as it is, as you can clearly tell it's been done by a child. But from what you can tell, it's basically, my father has gone missing. I have no idea where he went, last seen at the docks. Please help. And the 2 gold. So you can pick both of them. You don't have to necessarily do both of them, but... And then you guys can pick other ones if you want. There's just a couple of randoms.
Well, I will pull both of them off the board
Okay.
and hand them to the kobold and be like, these look kind of interesting.
Okay. You read and it's the same thing. Actually, the one where something's been destroying crops is actually Middale.
Ah, this
Meanwhile, the hand-drawn crayon one is set in Waterdeep.
How far off is this?
You are in Waterdeep.
You're in Waterdeep.
Oh, that's
It basically says that her father went
It's
missing
outside.
and he was last seen at the docks. I can't go there because I'm a child. It's basically that kind of spiel.
Never mind.
Let's see. I mean, we are already here. We could see about this, and it's not like anyone else is seeing this right this moment, so we could look into both. I would be
Sure.
willing for such things. Good. Thoughts?
2 gold pieces just to kill one guy?
But I...
Can
No!
Can you read?
My possession was 4.
I bop him in the head.
It's hard to see the colors.
I
The
think
colors are...
that scribe needs to learn how to write better.
The problem being said scribe is a child.
Oh.
That's your problem.
It would seem said child is missing his father.
Right.
And while I'm not usually really the sentimental type, I do have a soft spot for short people.
Yes, short people are very soft.
Generally speaking, yes. I would have to agree.
Who you calling soft?
You.
Oh.
So while I am slightly inclined to look into this matter, I also yield to the group. I definitely would be interested in the bounty off of this one, however. Hold up the other. Thoughts, comrades?
How long could it take to find one missing dad at the
I guess
docks?
if it's on the way.
All we gotta do is check all the bars. Right?
Hey, I'm up for that.
It's not a bad starting place, really.
Okay.
Tuck it into my vest.
So, what is your plan of attack?
We're gonna go to the docks and check all the bars.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
You guys...
Go and ask him
Is
out.
there like a a description of the person, or like a description of to talk to the child, or like?
Is there
No.
a name?
No.
Is there
Dear, there's not a
anything?
name or anything?
No.
Oh dear. This could be interesting.
This person who has wrote this believes that the Bounty Society can just find anyone. It seems.
Well,
I suppose we could attempt to prove him correct. This could be a bad idea, but what's the worst that can happen? We all get
Yeah,
hammered.
we go to the docks.
Alright. You all hop on one of the carriages that patrol the streets of Waterdeep, and it takes you about 30 minutes to get down to the docks. As you are there, where would you like to start? I assume a bar, so...
yes.
Well, last scene at the dock.
I would
Yeah.
like
Why
to
start the dock?
wild shape into a dire wolf and pick up the child's scent off the paper.
Okay.
That's cool.
I believe you have something on senses, correct? As a direwolf? For senses for tracking something?
Yeah,
Use
on
that.
the roll.
Apparently your brother is eating your donut holes, by the way. Or has eaten all of them.
Yes.
I'm not surprised. That's what he does.
Oh. Speaking of, I never decided food, did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
25.
Yes. You sniff the paper, and you immediately catch the scent of the child, and you start tracking it.
So I just turned into a dire wolf. So I am a, let's see how. Yeah, so I'm a large wolf, and I sniff the paper and just start patting off.
Now that's a good trick. I just...
I'll
Follow
start
along.
striding right along with you,
Can I put a
suppose.
saddle on you?
Since I can't talk while I'm in wild shape.
Yes, of course. It takes you about an hour as you go through the docks, just
If you do, I
sniffing
hope it
around.
beats you.
And the scent starts to lead you to this tiny little girl you are following. She is human. She appears to be somewhere between 4 or 5. She's clutching like a handful of oddly shaped pieces of paper that appear she's found, and she's just handing it to different people. It's like, has anyone seen my dad? As a lot of sailors and all that are just passing by her. And she appears to be ignored upon.
Aw.
I'm just gonna look at the kobold and look at the child.
In a moment of weakness, my koboldy eyes get very large. And
What's your problem?
it's not your business to know. I kind of straighten myself up, straighten my little tie, kind of walk up to her. Excuse me, miss.
Yes.
I assume that this is yours.
Yes. Have you found my dad?
We have not, but you see, we are interested in pursuing the matter, so we'll need from you a description and perhaps something with his scent. Apparently.
So this whole time while they're talking, I'm just sitting, like a dog sits, but I'm large.
Okay.
And just
the tiny little girl just looked up and like, you got a big dog.
He bites.
Oh, and she kind of gets scared a little bit.
Oh,
and
no,
backs
no,
up a
no.
bit.
The leprechaun is more likely to bite you than the dog.
Oh, okay.
The dog only bites the leprechaun.
Okay.
He's a very good dog.
I just said he bites. I didn't say who.
Fair enough.
My dad's tall. He got
As tall as me, child.
no, maybe just shorter.
All right.
He's got black hair that goes past his ears.
Black hair.
He has a scar on his cheek.
Ooh, that's a good defining
Okay,
feature.
there we got something.
Okay, good. Does he have facial hair?
No. He
Clean shaven,
clean
usually.
shaven.
What is his name, child?
Dad.
Oh
No,
dear.
You see, my name is Dad, so that can't possibly be true.
No, my dad is dad.
Oh,
What do other
dear.
grown-ups call your dad?
I only know him as dad. I never leave the house, so I don't know what other people call him.
Do you know where he works? What he does?
I know he comes home with bread all of the time.
Does he smell a bit like bread himself?
Yes.
So a baker.
Baker.
Interesting indeed. So he has a scar. Is there anything else that's different about him? And is he missing any fingers? Any other strange marks?
No.
Does anyone ever come home to visit your dad?
She slightly blushes and she's like, yes, but I'm not allowed to talk about those.
Right.
Can you think of anyone
I'm
who
going
did-
to reach down. I'm going to reach down and lift her up and set her up on my shoulder.
Okay.
Let's find a bakery.
Gonna
Yay!
get into combat, and someone's
I'm up
job is going to be to
high.
babysit the kid while we fight.
So I've got this kid up on my shoulder, and let's go find
I
a
start
bakery.
sniffing for a bakery.
Oh, would you have anything?
It's
of
not
your-
hard. You find one around the corner.
Do you happen to have anything that belongs to your father with you?
I have a scarf, and she takes the scarf that's around her neck and hands it to the small kobold.
Direwolf shrugs.
Actually, she'll hand it to me, and I'll hand it to
Okay.
her.
I will sniff it, and can I pick up the scent off of it?
Yes.
Different one than hers?
I'll hand it back
Yes.
up.
Now do a
19.
You do. You start sniffing around, and you almost feel sad a little bit as you find out that it's literally the bakery around the corner that she was so close to, yet so far.
Roy.
I pat into the bakery.
Don't
I
get it,
follow.
child.
The
And we sort of
the very plump woman at the counter is like, "Yes, can I? Oh, is that your dog?"
Yes, for simplicity.
Oh, can he at least stay outside? I've got a lot of. I don't want dog hair everywhere.
Yeah, we don't want you shedding.
My apologies, friend.
I'll turn back into a person.
Oh, you're one of those nature things. Oh.
One of those nature things.
You
You're
know,
an
while
articulate
they're
lady.
having this conversation,
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking with the little girl,
Okay.
getting her name, and finding out if she has a favorite sweet. And if she does, I'm going to
This just got
like
creepy.
grab it and buy it.
I mean, we
for
did
her.
technically just adopt a child.
Her name
Yes.
is Anna,
Anna, okay.
and she likes lemon cess rolls.
Okay. I will buy her 2 or 3 of them.
Okay, that'll be like 2 silver.
Easy enough.
Why do you have Jacob's girl with you?
Oh, so you recognize her right away.
Yes, that's one of my workers' daughter.
You see, apparently...
Oh, he dead.
Is he?
I'm just gonna backhand you.
This leprechaun goes flying through the...
You smack into a sack of flour and it kind of piffs a little bit.
Well.
I hold up her little sign. It appears she's posting these about town. Have you seen her father as of late?
No, he's been gone for like a week.
Oh, a week.
I tried going to the house, but no one was answering. I assume she was scared or something.
Do you remember someone knocking on your door, little girl?
Several people knocked, but I'm not supposed to let anyone in.
Ah, very, very good, very good.
Very wise, very wise.
And she starts munching on the
Um,
I mean, you were just abducted by a band of roaming strangers, but okay.
so it's been a week, you say?
Yes.
Has before he went missing, what did he mention any particular plans to go someplace?
Well, the last I remember, I had asked him to pick up, a week ago, I had asked him to pick up some flour on his way to work so we could start cooking early, but he never showed up.
And where do you source your flour?
We get it from Jeremiah Barnes. He has a warehouse down a bit ways that holds all the stuff that comes into Waterdeep. I've used him several times.
Perhaps we should pay a visit to Mr. Barnes' establishment. In the meantime, would it be all right if I left Anna here with you?
Oh, certainly. And she's like,
Here you go.
Mrs. Jennings, and kind of hugs Mrs. Jennings as she holds him, and she holds her, and he says like,
And I'm gonna
I
get-
hope you find him.
I'm gonna
He's a
get down on
good
it.
man.
I'm gonna get down on one knee and be eye to eye, or hunched as closely to her as eye to eye as I possibly can. We're going to do our very best to find your father.
Thank you, other dad.
I smile at her and tussle my hair and stand
Okay.
back up.
All right.
What was the father's name again?
Jacob.
Jacob.
Is there anything else that you can tell us about him that would be useful?
She describes what it looks like. Other than that, she doesn't have much.
Got a scar.
Very well. Thank you, ma'am. We shall do our best to retrieve him.
Yeah.
Any other questions, friends, before we wander onward? Very well. All right.
Good day to you.
Good luck as well. Okay.
All right.
Onward.
You guys head towards the warehouse district, where you inquire with a couple of past buyers, asking where Jeremiah Barnes' warehouse is, and they point you in directions, and you finally arrive at a large warehouse that is it appears to have once been painted orange, but a lot of the weather from the sea has chipped the paint, so it has a little bit of splotches of orange, but it's very much flittered away.
Okay.
And you are at the warehouse.
I shall investigate then.
Okay.
Are there any like open doors, windows?
There's a big door at the front, and if you look on the side, and there is a smaller access door. So,
Are either of them open?
do you go over to check them?
Well, I mean, are they?
No,
standing
none of
open?
them are standing open.
Okay. In that case, I'll go over to the smaller door and try to open it.
It is open.
I think we go in here.
I'm going to investigate around first before we enter.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
15.
You go around the building. It's considerable sized for average warehouse. So there's the front, which has the two big doors. The side has one door. Around the back, there is a smaller door, which is probably almost like an emergency back door if something were to happen.
It's just my
And-
size.
As you go around, there's not much.
Okay. So I'll just plod back around. And... Very well then.
Shall we? So I'll open the door and step inside.
You enter into a dark interior. You see that there are crates stacked up. There are piles of barrels stacked 2 by 2 and stacked up. Sacks of flour. It's chock full and it's in columns as you go along.
Is it so? It's dark.
Yes, it is. This is considered dark. So
Well-
anyone who has dark vision, you can see a tiny bit.
I'm going to
Do I have...
tap my staff on the floor
Yes.
and cast light on the crystal arcane focus on the top of it,
Okay.
and we'll lift it aloft.
All right. Okay. You guys gonna investigate the warehouse?
Sure.
Yes.
I'm going inside.
Everyone, give me an investigation check, please.
16.
16,
Oh dear. 13.
13,
19.
what?
19.
19.
3.
Okay. So
You trip over.
everyone except Dad, unfortunately. There's one specific box that catches your eye. You think it's it says like magic items or something like that, but it's some kind of dwarven runes that look like it's saying magic items. But the rest of you guys investigate for about 5 minutes before you get to one section where there is a it's kind of almost the center of the warehouse, and standing there, not standing but lying down crouched, there is a limp body of a man.
Oh dear.
Okay.
I go over as well.
Okay.
I got nudge
And
it
where
with
are
my
you
staff.
going? Oh,
You turn around and see that they're heading towards the middle.
Body! Body!
You push the corpse.
I nudge it with my staff.
Okay.
Definitely dead.
A couple things happen at once.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
The body slightly shifts,
The grenade he has underneath him.
and you hear a slight shing.
No.
At the same time as that happens, you two are probably the closest. Let's say you're, 10 feet behind them, and you're 30
Oh,
feet
we
behind
did.
them. You two hear the person whisper, "This is for..." Oh, no, hold on. What? This is sending regards from the Maple Tree Guild.
Maple Tree Guild.
At the same time, with your passive perception, you see it as you get a little closer. Underneath the limp body, you see faintly shaped runes and symbols on the ground. As that happens, and the shink happens,
Can I cast Dispel Magic before that happens on the runes?
What's the range?
That is an excellent question. Let me check.
Ooh.
can I see your PHP, Dan?
I just had an idea.
120 feet.
Okay. Okay. You dispel it. There's a and are you guys gonna do anything? This is
I
just
cast Dispel
happened.
Magic on the runes.
I see you do the thing, and I'm like, what in God's good earth? And now was the sound coming from somewhere? Like, was the
The noise
voice?
sounded like it was coming from him.
Oh, the voice was coming from him.
Yes.
What's wrong with you, sir?
6 seconds has passed. You hear another shing. The runes light up again.
Oh my goodness. Really? Really? I'll cast Dispel Magic on it again.
Okay.
And then I'll say, perhaps we should grab the body and move.
Agreed. I grab and start to
Alright, well.
drag.
Make an athletics check.
It's a 13.
You know,
That is a natural 20.
Oh, actually, it was 30.
You know, what I could
15.
do? I could cast magic
Natural
circle
20.
around the body,
There you go.
Natural
so
20.
nothing can go in or out.
Well, how long does that take to cast? Because I believe it's like 10 minutes.
To cast?
I believe it has a casting time of 10 minutes.
Ooh.
I believe Magic Circle has that.
So can I see anybody else around the
1 minute.
warehouse?
1 minute?
1 minute to cast.
Okay. Do you want to start doing that?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
Okay, you start casting. It's going to take you about a minute.
Please, a
with
little
your
help.
passive perception, you don't see anyone. It just appears to be this person.
A little help, please. I'm not
What
good
Dad?
at
What are
this.
you doing?
So what all? So I've seen.
You've seen-
the runes.
You've
a
seen
couple of
the
times.
rune. You've seen like some rune kind of things on the floor go. Zhoo, zhoo.
And every time they're like, shoot, I'm like, nope. Nope.
And it started when when they moved the body.
From what you could tell, you weren't close enough to hear the shing.
Right.
So
The body seems a bit alive still. He's not dead yet.
No, he is not dead. You can tell that this is a living creature.
Well, I can't do anything because my action was to cast Dispel Magic. So.
6 seconds go by.
Hi,
Oh my goodness.
please.
Do I get to go I assume I get to go before the runes explode or anything terrible happens. Yeah?
I guess.
I would like to turn into what has the most hit points.
Yeah, I think I might do that too.
Oh crap! I forgot to update my hit points.
I'm gonna turn into a tiger and run up and grab the body and move him off the runes.
Okay.
Thank you for that. And I am going to get the heck out of Dodge.
Good. So, you're right on top of it, right?
Yeah, so I, with my...
You're attempting to cast,
Yeah, I mean, cast
and then
it,
what do you,
so-
Dad, how far would you say you are?
I mean,
Would you have been approaching, or...
I would. Once stuff started happening, probably not. I probably would have stopped about 30 feet back.
I've got 40 feet of movement. Is that how far away am I from
You were
the
like
body?
10 from him.
Okay, so can I just grab the body and keep moving 30 feet past the runes?
You're gonna have to do an athletics check against him.
Okay.
No, of course, I know. Okay.
All right. So yeah, I'm hightailing it.
15?
17, sorry. As your tiger form, you kind of roll him around a little bit, and it appears to be, from his description, it is Jacob. As that happens, you see he's got like 3 cuts across his wrist, and he kind of looks terrified at the tiger and is like, "I'm sorry." As this happens, there is a clap of magical energy as like 10 feet above the circle, a gash forms. 2 meaty claws pull through existence.
Counterspell.
Oh,
2 of the
can you-
most underrated spells.
Okay.
Counterspell and Dispel Magic.
You're gonna have to roll for it.
Okay.
You're gonna have to beat a.
Cast-
You're gonna
cast
have
it
to
at
beat a
Cast it at
14.
the highest level you can, Keith.
I'm already
Sorry, it's gonna.
casting
You
at
gotta be higher than 14.
14. Alright, so let me make sure that I'm reading this right. I don't play a magic user, guys, ever.
I do. So basically, you roll a d20, add your ability modifier. I don't
can't
remember. I don't remember.
Uh,
It's one of the most powerful spells in the game. Yet
But
no
it's been a
one.
long
It's been a
time.
long
10
time.
plus the spells level. Okay.
Yes.
So I've got to
So-
hit a 14.
Yes.
And I'm using my spellcasting ability, which is
Really good, right?
charisma, which is pretty damn good.
So I would assume you need a 10. If it's more than a 14.
19.
Yes.
Woo!
As the happens, something starts to come out, but your counterspell stops it, and the seal claps it back up into existence.
Do we
As
get a
it-
gauntlet? Sorry.
What?
Sorry. Had an Avengers moment.
Oh,
Portal
okay.
from-
Alright. 6 seconds has passed. He's going to attempt again.
I'm gonna try and pin him to the ground so he
Alright.
can't.
Give me a athletics check.
It's a long 6
Oh
seconds.
yes, Jacob, come on, let's do this.
Where is
25.
12. So what are you gonna do with him?
So I'm just gonna pin him with one paw on one arm and one paw on the other and just pin him there on the ground.
Okay, you've
Where
successfully
is-
pinned him.
Where is he in relation to them and the circle?
Well, I'm grappling him.
The guy is on top of the circle.
Right.
And I'm still trying to do magic circle.
Yeah.
It's just
You're halfway.
this is a long minute.
Oh
Jeez.
yeah, it is a long minute. We're doing this
each
in
round
6
is
seconds.
6 seconds, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and then you would probably be at like 20,
This
24
is gonna-
seconds.
Can we perhaps move him away from these runes and just scratch them out?
Evens or odds?
Evens.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Gee.
I'm
You
so
do
sorry
look down
for
at his
this,
wrist, and you've kind of pushed his arm a bit as a
Oh,
splurt
gosh.
of blood has come out. As the circle once again powers up.
Thunderwave on him.
Okay,
Good call.
what do I have to do?
On you too, right?
A
Yeah.
wave of
Mhm.
Question.
no.
Yes.
Oh,
If I have
No,
grappled him,
Yes.
when the thunder wave comes, can I move him with
hang on,
me?
hang on. I can't. Hang on.
Or can you not do that?
Not from as far away as I am.
You do have movement.
I'm gonna move forward so that I'm within the 15-foot cone,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try and maneuver so that I'm not hitting these fools, but you're on top.
Yeah,
of
no,
me.
I'm on top of
Yeah.
him. That's fine.
Thunder wave.
Okay.
So a wave of thunder force
He's not wrong
sweeps
about
out.
I got full
Each person in a 15-foot cube originating from me must make a Constitution saving throw.
Can I purposely fail?
Yes.
And since I'm grappling him, can I try and drag him with me as I get moved? Regardless of if he succeeds or not?
I can say with as with your tiger's action, I can say you can dig your claws in and just hold to this body. What do I have to roll?
Constitution save.
I rolled a 15.
Yeah, well, you tied it, so
I hit the DC, so I do take half or no damage.
Half damage.
half
Half damage. Okay.
And normally you wouldn't get moved, but
Yeah.
So you'll take. So I rolled 3. You'd take 1.
1 damage.
1
Okay.
point of damage, but the bigger part of this is getting moved back 10 feet.
Okay. You move Jake. You clutching onto Jacob like as you are thrown against a couple of crates. But blood is the only thing that needs to power this at the moment. As once again, the huge meaty claws through existence.
Counterspell.
I'm gonna
Gosh,
go over
dang
like
it! How do you have two?
wiping the runes out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like wiping the runes out like crazy.
Well, if this
And
fails,
that's going to be a 24.
Nope.
you are just shutting this door.
Whatever this
No,
thing is, it's like. whoop.
it's like claps back into it out of existence. You rub the runes.
Yes.
Okay.
We get rid of these puppies.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh God.
Jeez.
6.
You start rubbing it, and you can actually see that it's carved into the wood. So it will take a harder time to break this thing.
Back up! I'm going to.
Kill it with fire.
I'm going to use all 5 of my sorcery points to get another 3rd level spell.
Nice.
And as soon as they're
Nice.
clear, fireball!
It is a crate, right? Not like cement or anything.
It's
He said
You're
it was
gonna- you're
etched
going-
in the wood.
Etched into wood. Okay.
So Keith, I will say, if you fireball, you will hit everyone in the party, including
That's
yourself.
why I said everybody back up. As soon as
Backing
everyone's
up.
All right, I'm
clear-
gonna ask everyone to make dexterity checks to be able to get out of the way. But that's not including the the dexterity check to survive.
19.
What's your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is
Just as a side note.
15.
Okay. What would you get?
19.
19?
17.
17?
16.
16.
And can I pull our friend Jacob along with me?
Yes. What is... Okay.
Do you want that dex save from me as well?
You didn't get out of the way, did you?
Wait, you're casting it though.
Oh, but he
I'm
can cast it
casting
at
it.
range. He doesn't
Yeah.
have to be
Yeah.
in range.
I would assume you would have run...
Yeah,
ran.
yeah.
Okay.
So
A massive explosion goes out along this entire area.
I mean, it's a
A lot of
fireball.
the crates and sacks and all that start to catch on fire, and
Can I take my action? Can I take my action?
Yes.
Okay, let me read what this spell does real fast. Man, I came prepared for this, guys.
Yeah.
I would like to create water to create a 30-foot cube of rain that extinguishes exposed flames in the area.
Yeah.
Wherever it's burning the most, I will turn
use
back
the
into a
spell.
person and do that.
You do that. You bring all of this water down, and just like get rid of all of this water. That's when your passive perception kicks in,
Uh-oh.
and you start hearing a creaking noise. As you look down, you realize the floorboards are not the floor. There are floorboards of wood, but there's nothing underneath the wood that leads right down into the water of Waterdeep. As you hear that, there is a crunching sound
Oh dear.
as the fireball had weakened the boards with the weight of the
course it
crates.
did.
I need you all to make dexterity saves.
Real fast. As a bonus action, I would like to use my shifter ability to mark Jacob.
Okay.
My mark
Okay.
the hunt thing.
Just as a side note, does that require them to be alive?
Yes.
Good to know. Because
It requires them to be alive to cast it on them.
okay.
yes,
What did
fine.
everyone roll for the dexterity check?
17.
17?
14.
14?
19.
19? Keith? What'd you roll for your dexterity check? Or
Look
save?
what I took.
5.
Just as I looked
Okay.
up.
Also, since I have blown through like 4 spells, so none of those
I vote we all rest for a bit after this.
What sets
can
off
tie
my
him up.
magic?
A
Yeah.
1.
Okay, so
Tie him
The
up,
board,
take
the boards
time.
start coming down. You guys all get out of the way as you take 10 points of damage, of bludgeoning damage, as a lot of the crates hit you.
Ouch.
You and Jacob take 21 points of bludgeoning damage, and your thing goes off.
Jacob's did.
Jacob was an NPC.
Oh, he dead now.
he is gone. As you all stand back of
Called
this
it.
explosion, you feel in the back of your mind your spell that you had cast to mark him just like away. You come out of the water gasping as you're just in the middle of all of these barrels and stuff everywhere. There is like a massive hole in the middle of this warehouse now.
okay, so I'm gonna get out of the water as
Yeah.
expeditiously as I possibly
Kick
can.
a rope down to him.
They toss you up, and with enough time, you are able to climb up.
Well, at least we stopped that.
What was that, by the way?
Nature checks?
Or Arcana.
Yes, or Arcana.
Oh, nope. Either
one.
way, not happening.
How about a 21 Arcana check?
15.
8.
You two wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You would guess that it was trying to summon something. You're not sure what it was. Bulgara.
Ah, yes. I believe that whatever that summoning circle was attempting to bring Bulgara onto into this realm.
You know, Bulgara is kind of like a
Very-
giant gorilla-like creature with
Very
toothed
nasty, very
fangs
nasty.
and massive fists.
Devil or demon?
Demon? Question mark.
Demon.
Demon.
What would be the point in such a thing?
Can I get one?
To call it chaos.
I mean,
generally, would assume.
you could, but it would cost
I
a
don't
soul,
suppose-
your soul.
Any of us have any
Oh,
sort
mine,
of
no.
healing abilities?
Do we have any healing abilities?
Or mostly for our friend. Actually,
I can
we should
heal.
get our dearly departed friend to a temple as soon as possible.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I can heal, but if he's dead. then-
He's dead.
Yeah.
So-
We need to get him to a temple. as soon as
Who's
possible.
got the best strength to carry the body?
Not it.
Not yet.
Wow. Okay. Me and my
Two warlocks.
Me and my 8
no-
strength.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yep, we have no strength people here.
All right.
Okay.
Mine's a
Well,
plus
I'll,
one.
I'll reach down and
You look down and you
I
see
see.
Jacob's body just like limply
well, I'll reach down and I'll grab
floating in the water.
it. Oh,
You look.
I'm
You
gonna and grab him.
you.
Right, I'm gonna need that rope.
It takes
again.
you. It takes you guys maybe 20 minutes to get him out of the water. About this
Yeah,
time,
he's heavy.
a couple of the guards. You hear some of them come into the warehouse like, "Hello, is anyone in here?"
We're fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine.
How
They-
are you?
They start to come in closer. What in the heck happened in here?
He
Oh.
did it.
My good friend, my good
Did I?
man, someone had sabotaged this warehouse and they were trying to summon Balgra.
You want to give me a persuasion check?
Sure.
Sure.
How about 25?
Ooh.
Nice.
You all part of the Bounty Society?
Why, yes, we are.
We
All
are
right.
absolutely BS.
You guys do have Bounty Society does have a good reputation with the city, so most of the time your word can mean something.
That's BS for me.
You
Yeah.
file a report with the guards real quick, and
I
then
forgot about those.
you take the body, you wrap the body in blankets and carry it with you to the nearest temple. The only temple you guys would know of is the one on the corner of the Bounty Society, but there are other ones if you want to go to them.
Just the closest.
Yeah, whatever the closest
Okay.
is.
You go to the closest, and I don't know many of the Faerun gods, but you find a temple and go inside.
I don't know how this works. I'm not a particularly religious man.
I'm afraid I might burn in here.
I'm afraid I might burn by
I'm
being
gonna
too
look
close
around
to you in
for
here.
someone that looks.
There are a
attending.
couple of people attending to a couple of shrines.
Okay. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Yes, it's a woman in acolyte clothing.
Yes, there was a bit of an accident earlier down by the docks, and unfortunately, this poor gentleman is in need of being recalled from the afterlife. We're not real sure how that works.
Ah, I see. I shall get Father Gavin for you.
Thank you.
You guys.
And I'm gonna look around for an obvious place to lay the body down,
Okay.
and I'm going to do so with reverence. With reverence.
Okay.
Not like he could feel you dropping him.
He may feel it later.
I whack you in the head.
It takes maybe
With my
like
hat.
5 minutes, and then a stout dwarf comes out wearing somewhat clerical vestiges, and he comes out. I am Father Gavin. You have something to bring to me?
Yeah, I'm going to gesture to friend Jacob and
I see.
Yes.
He goes over and checks the body. The
He's
man
dead.
has passed on. What would you want of us to do?
Here's your problem.
I have heard rumors and stories that sometimes miracles may be performed and bring,
Hand me the book real quick.
which may bring those who are deceased back from beyond.
Well, there is a cleric spell called Revivify. Has the person been dead for more than a minute?
Maybe
Well,
if you-
I'm afraid so.
Yes.
It's been about an hour.
And I will relay that it has been, in fact, about an hour.
Just checking to see what it would take to bring someone back.
Resurrection. resurrection, probably.
Oh, mm-hmm. I'm just
Or-
sorry. I'm checking real quick. Not raised dead. Where is it? Raised dead. Which is raised dead the evil one or the bad one?
Raised
You'd
Dead
have to
makes a
check.
zombie.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Raised Dead is zombified.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, we
we should
don't
do
we
that
don't
one.
want to do that.
Nope, that's a split.
Nothing. It's probably
Wrong
resurrection.
campaign.
Okay.
You should roll to see if he gets them mixed up.
Resurrection.
I would wonder why the cleric can cast both
I mean,
of
you might want
those.
to double check.
Oh
on
no,
me
no,
just to
there's
make
one
sure,
below
but
resurrection though.
Maybe
It could be
it's
raised dead.
It-
I
could
don't
be getting that
know.
wrong.
You look up resurrection. I'll look up raised dead.
Oh, maybe Animate Dead was what I was thinking.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't usually play a cleric, so I've never really looked at
Raised dead.
spells that bring people
Oh,
back.
you can turn an undead creature back to life if it has not been dead for more than 10 days.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
An undead creature or a dead creature?
That's not the
You return a dead creature you touch to life, providing that it has been dead no longer than 10 minutes,
Yeah.
10 days.
Well,
So,
there we go.
show 500 gold would be the...
Question.
Yes.
So as a druid,
Yes.
and since I have the good berry spell, I never would have had to pay for a place to sleep or food or anything. So how much gold do I have
Whew.
from 5 levels of bounty hunting? I also don't really need equipment, so
Are you gonna try and
You have
shoot
about
the temple guy?
325
Maybe.
gold that you've never spent because you don't know exactly what it
I don't know
does.
what to do with this. All right, I'll go all 320 in.
I'll I don't know where my stuff is.
So that leaves us with 180.
175.
I can throw in 100.
75.
Guys,
Does anyone have 75?
75.
I don't remember what I got. From
I've
the
got
first.
You got-
68
You
real
You got
gold.
25 the last time.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
I got 68 real gold and I got 30 fake gold.
Well, between the two of you, you can come up with 75 gold.
So I'll put in the 25 that I
Use my
have.
fake gold.
No. A cleric.
I
Can't
imagine the
use it.
cleric will know the difference.
So you guys spend the next. You give him all of the gold. So
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
You
Nate,
spend.
Do you fork over gold?
I punch you in the ribs.
I suppose.
It takes about 2 hours for them to go out and buy the specific materials that they would need. They return. Father Gavin says a quick prayer and places his hand on top of Jacob. Jacob goes as he is rewoken. Here's you can take that back.
So
And he looks around bewildered, being like, what happened?
Good God, man, do you not remember?
Remember what who are you all?
You tried to
Where
kill
am I?
us.
More than
I
once.
tried to kill you.
More than
A
once.
couple of occasions. And then tried to bring some hellish thing down from the
Some monkey
sky.
thing.
More than once.
I don't remember anything.
My friend, what is the last thing you remember?
I went to go get flour for work in the morning, and then I don't remember anything after that.
Maybe if I hit on my staff on the head. I don't remember.
So you went to the
Maybe if I hit you on the head with your staff, you'll remember.
Agreed.
Who was your contact at the docks?
Contact.
It's all the fun.
We
Who
just.
were you going to see?
I was going to see Jeremy Barnes. He owns the warehouse there.
Owned. Past
Owned?
tense.
Yes.
Owned.
I think you'll need to find another source for your baking supplies.
Oh.
Yeah, why did you
okay.
destroy it?
Is
That was
is my girl all right? What's
Anna is fine. She is at your place of employment.
I just kind of like
Oh,
put my
okay-
hat over
okay.
my face.
It's been a little over a week, good sir. She was worried.
a week?
Yes.
It can't be a week.
Well, here we are. Here it is. A week.
He just kind of sits down, confused, like just trying to figure everything out.
We responded to your bounty. I hold up the little crayon.
I was thinking that too.
Bounty?
Your daughter came in and posted this to try to get some people to take her seriously and find you because you had been missing so long. She's been posting these all about the town, I'm afraid.
He doesn't have words. He's trying to figure everything out.
I am not sure what measure of enchantment you were under, but it seems relatively safe to say that you were not acting under your own will.
He did say I'm sorry before he tried to blow us all up.
Does the maple, what is it, maple?
Maple Guild.
The maple tree. I can't remember. The maple tree magicians.
Maple tree magicians.
I might have said guild, but I meant magicians. I apologize.
Does the group Maple Tree Magicians mean anything to you at all?
No.
Insight to see if he's lying.
Meanwhile, seeing as how that's the
17.
first time I've heard that, I would like to make a history check.
Okay.
17 or more.
He does not appear to be lying. He has no idea.
23 history check. What do I know about the Maple Tree
23.
Magicians?
The Maple Tree Magicians are a small sect of wizards who deal with random things. They're kind of a small organization outside of the bigger part of like the Wizards of Waterdeep. Just a small society, if it were.
Oh, wizards. What a damn.
So do they have like a chapter house or whatever, a meeting place in town?
It's more of they're a society that I'm trying to think. It's kind of like a Freemasons sort of thing. No one
really knows.
No one really knows.
Okay.
They're kind of like they're more of a like the Freemasons. They're more of a speculation, a myth, if it were.
Okay.
So, do you find yourself on the outs with any magic users, by chance, Jacob?
No. We don't really get magic users on the docks.
Do you find yourself at odds with anyone as of late that might have desire to...
No, I don't.
It might be that he was an unwilling dupe, that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That's very possible.
Yeah, he's the tool.
In case you were targeted, I might feel best making sure that you are protected for a while. Perhaps we might suggest that you stay with the temple, and we can...
Father Gavin kind of looks over to you guys as he's kind of standing there. It would probably be best if he stayed here for a couple of nights, if...
Would it be alright if we delivered him his daughter here as well?
I suppose it's alright to have visitors, yes.
Excellent.
Jeez, it's like a hospital. You can visit from 2 to 5. That's it.
Yep.
Once she's actually with him, it's no longer my problem. But, you know, she's a worried girl, so I shall see to that happens, but I feel as though we have perhaps something a bit more pressing to look after once
Jacob
that's
kind
taken care
of
of.
looks down and he pulls the dagger that has been sheathed and that kind of stuff and is like, this isn't mine.
I'll take that.
Okay.
Is there anything else about you that is not yours at this point?
He kind of pats himself down. No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna investigate him.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I want to take a look at that dagger.
Okay.
18.
18. He does not appear to have anything on him, except for a locket that does have a somewhat painted drawing of appears to be a tiny drawing that Anna has made in his
Adorable.
locket. Adorable.
Well, that's precious.
What did you?
I want to take a look at the dagger.
Make sure of something real quick.
The very first thing I want to do is to take a moment and
Cast Identify.
ritual cast Detect Magic.
Okay. It is magical. What was the roll for? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not bad. Just so you know, for the next minute, I can see any invisible creature if I have line of sight to it.
We're surrounded by invisible creatures.
So,
You see a ghost or two go by. Just spirits. Other than that, not much.
so I'm sitting here holding this dagger, and all of a sudden, my head darts up and looks over.
Keep this
At
eye on
nothing.
magic.
What's your problem?
Do you
Did you
cast
not see that?
identify?
Hmm?
Did you cast identify or detect magic?
Detect Magic.
Okay. The dagger does have magic up already.
What?
So it-
school?
What school?
DM's least favorite question.
Evocation?
I don't know what this dagger does.
I
don't
don't-
know what the right answer
I
is.
don't know the right answer either, so we'll just say evocation and hope that's the correct answer.
All right. Well, apparently that's the right answer then, because you're the DM.
Mm-hmm.
So this dagger has magical properties. I think it best that we leave it untouched.
Is there
And
any
I'm going
writing
to-
on the dagger?
I'm going to.
Hmm?
Is there any writing on the dagger?
There is.
What's it say then?
Does any of you speak Celestial?
I have Eyes of Runekeeper.
Oh, you read all right.
I read all writing.
Okay.
Nice.
It is a name. It is called the Poison Apple of the Forbidden Forest.
That's quite long for a handle.
Quite long for a dagger.
It's a very efficient writing system.
Apparently.
Yeah, must not be a
That's a hell
literal
of a name.
translation.
Poisoned apple of the what?
Poison Apple of the Forbidden Forest.
Oh dear.
You can.
The Forbidden Forest.
To Hogwarts!
Okay. What would you all like to do?
I think we have
Jacob
to
has
go get-
been set.
bring back.
Yes.
Bring her back.
Go find the child and bring her back, and then go on about exploring our ties with this interesting wizardy.
Sure.
Would you care to perhaps try to dispel whatever magic is upon this?
I would love to. Tomorrow.
Of course. So I'm gonna wrap it up so that
Okay.
no part of it at all is showing,
Okay.
and I'm going to stick it in my pack
Okay.
at the bottom, underneath everything.
All right. So you guys take the rest of the day to go grab Anna, explain to Miss Jensen about what happened, and she agrees to watch over her during the night and whatnot, and everything's taken care of. And it is evening time as you guys close with bringing her back.
To the bar.
I'm not sure about you, but I dare say our comrades would prefer sleep to booze.
Indeed.
You can use booze to help you sleep.
That has not been my experience.
You do you, and I'll do me.
Yeah.
We won't do each other, probably.
So, to sleep with us for now, gentlemen, and we can.
Fine, we can reconvene at sunrise.
Back at BS?
Are you going to be conscious at sunrise?
50-50 chance.
At least he's honest.
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, so
I will commit to it.
go back to our quarters and get a good long
Yeah.
night's
Get a
rest.
nice resty rest.
Oh, good.
I shall meditate.
Hit points back.
Yay.
Spell slots back.
My traveling cane.
Sorcerer points back.
Oh, hit points back as well?
I'm taking long rest.
Woohoo! And now, recharged.
Much better.
Okay.
Bringing out the big guns.
It's not the same as a dragon fire-breathing rat. But, that's fine.
You know that only happens in stories, right?
True, true. But they're good stories.
I don't know, I get this potion. Let's give it to a rat and see what happens.
Let's not.
It could be fun.
Let's
All right.
not.
So in the morning, we reconvene.
Mm-hmm. As you guys are enjoying breakfast, Dad,
Yes.
Keith, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh dear. And so it goes.
Oh my.
Before we went to breakfast, could I try and dispel the magic on the thing? Now
Yeah.
that I have spells back?
Yeah.
I do that.
Okay, it goes away.
5.
Oh.
I am not wise this morning.
Okay.
All right.
No discernible effect.
Oh.
It might have been dispelled. It's fine.
Okay. Carry on.
So,
Where's the dagger now, by the way? Just as a side note.
I mean, it's unmagicked now, so... I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I had it with me overnight, but once we got back together, I would have pulled it out so that he could try to
You dispelled the magic and
dispel
you
it.
just got it on the table? Okay.
right.
Okay.
Very well then. So, gentlemen, it seems that we have ourselves a little bit of a mystery here. We've got a group of people who seem intent on unleashing an ape demon into Waterdeep.
In a town like Waterdeep,
Yeah.
I feel like there's at least 3 groups doing that at once.
You're not wrong.
That's fair enough. Should we try to apprehend them, or do we go for their money? I held up the other bounty.
I'm not sure about the rest of you, but I'm somewhat tapped at the moment.
But the day just started. What are you talking about?
So we need
So
to.
I take the money pouch off my pack, shake it. There is no sound. I dump it over, and there is no sound.
Clink.
Nothing
Clink.
comes out. It's like out of money.
I gotcha. Yes, I am also out of money.
So perhaps
Technically.
the other bounty first. And then with our spare time, we can look elsewhere. So I unfold the other
How much is the bounty?
100 gold.
100 gold.
Hopefully a quick one.
Who is proficient in Arcana, by the way, here in this
Not
town?
me.
Okay. Give me a Arcana check real quick.
Something nasty.
13.
13. You hear a slight hum. And then a tiny pop. And then that's it.
But I don't hear anything? With my
Are
22
you
passive
are
perception?
you proficient in Arcana?
No.
Then no.
Did it sound like anything I've heard before?
What's you can do another Arcana check if you want.
Okay. Nope. It's an 8.
You can't think of anything.
Oh, that was mighty odd.
What was that, sir?
God, I must be hearing things.
Okay.
What was it you heard?
I heard a hum, and then a pop,
but it was very quiet.
Usually that's an indication you're going deaf.
On a lark. A 19 Arcana check, would I know what that should indicate?
Something activating.
Now, I'm not sure, as I am not gifted in the ways of Arcana myself, but as I understand from stories and experiences with magic using friends, that usually indicates some sort of activation energy.
I cast Detect Magic.
Cast Detect Magic. You see your friend Dad is glowing, as you've met before. You see the young leprechaun glowing, and you see the dagger glowing.
Well, damn.
What kind of magic is the dagger?
Evocation.
Well, that didn't last for long. It's magic again.
Watch your mojo.
Right.
That's fun.
So, does this demand more immediate attention then?
The dagger?
My thought being, if the dagger's magic might have been what drove our Jacob friend a bit bananas. I give like this ugly half smile.
We could have someone identify the dagger.
Yes. That would seem a good route to take.
Yes, I
That
think you're right.
Would require a short rest.
I mean, I have nothing pressing. So,
Today just started.
apparently we're gonna take
You
a
guys
nap.
take a short rest, which is basically light, maybe Dad's light reading. You guys are enjoying a nice meal as you're just.
I'll
Yeah,
figure out what
I'm
the
out of
dagger
town.
does during this rest.
Okay. How do? Oh, okay. It is a dagger of venom.
Happy days.
So that just means that it like.
So
has
basically, what it
venom in
means is
If I remember right, it has poison, like it secretes poison.
I mean, that sounds like
allow me
what
to
it is.
read you it.
Yes.
Dagger of Warning. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. You can use an action to cause thick black poison to coat the blade. The poison remains for 1 minute or until an attack using this weapon hits a creature. That creature must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 2d10 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute. The dagger can't be used this way until the next dawn.
Fun.
So, can I roll an insight to see if that's what drove our friend crazy?
Sure.
I don't know if that's the right roll for it, but 15, 16, 17?
For most when you attune to something, you most of the time know what it is, but it doesn't seem that this was the cause of his madness. It appears that a spell was cast on him. He was given the dagger, and then went about continuing on.
Okay. So, if he was given this dagger by the person who cast the spell on him, then the dagger itself is not necessarily a danger.
Probably.
Do we
Maybe.
carry on about our plan with the other bounty, or do we search out the person who would have given him this dagger?
I don't care either way.
Thoughts, gentlemen?
You really want my thought?
I feel as though that's a trick question most of the time.
Actually, I'm kind of curious about the dagger. I would like to finish that.
My scales are tingling. I feel as though we have an enemy at our back and cannot see him. But the other problem also remains. I sort of shake my coin purse again.
Well, if we can wrap this up quickly, then we won't need too terribly much. I can spot you some silver whatnot for meals for a moment.
Okay. So where should we begin? Do we have any
Let's go see
sort
the
of...
So,
magic
Brayden.
people.
Yes.
From my background as an urban bounty hunter,
Mm-hmm.
I have contacts in any city I go to that can help me find the people I'm looking for. Would they be able to help me find the...
Yes.
Okay, I'm
Alright.
gonna go talk to them.
Then let's do this. You guys spend a day doing research.
Sure.
I would like you all to tell me how you do that, and I will make corresponding rules.
Library.
Research.
I have the background cloistered scholar,
Okay.
and so I have library access.
All right.
Oh, you
You
have a
go-
library
I have a
card.
library card.
You
I'm
go
gonna
to
go
the
library.
Wizard's Tower of Waterdeep,
I'm going
and
to be
you
researching the apple tree magicians and
the maple.
the maple tree magicians.
The Apple Tree Magicians.
Sorry, I totally dropped
It's
the
an
M.
entirely different guild, Keith.
The maple tree magicians, and I'm going to be researching the poison apple of the Forbidden
Okay.
Forest.
You can roll me investigations for both,
Investigation.
and then we'll come back to you. What are you doing, Danny, to figure out this?
Time to figure this out. Then I'm probably going to discuss as much as I can. I'm going to go to the different monk guilds and whatnot in town and see what all of them have known, because I'm sure that some of them have crazy sneaky ninja skills and are in with some of the more seedy, shady, weird
Okay.
people.
Give me just a straight charisma check. Nate,
Okay.
how are you gonna figure it out?
Oh.
I would like to use the false identity feat.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. What does that do, may I ask?
Okay, so I can spend a day preparing a disguise in like legal papers and all that stuff, like perfect forgery, and I am going to pretend to be one of the tree magicians.
A street magician? Okay. So you spend the day working on your costume with a sewing machine and some needle and thread, and you start working on forging papers and that kind of stuff.
Not a street magician. I'm gonna be like a maple tree magician.
Oh. You can give me a history check to see if you
Magically
know
know how to find
the
them out.
stuff. And just give me a charisma, just as to talk to people.
Charisma or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Alright, and I am going to use guidance to give me a plus 1d4.
Okay. 21? Okay. We'll go back to Keith.
Where's my
Okay.
d4?
So, on my research
About 84.
for Maple Tree Magicians, I
Ooh, nice.
rolled a 15.
Okay. You research a little bit about the Maple Tree Magicians. Back when Waterdeep was not necessarily a small city, but when it was about medium sized to about what it is now, a small, about 3 wizards broke off from the Waterdeep Wizards because they wanted to do their own thing and didn't want to deal with all of the red tape and that the wizards had going on. So they created their own society that didn't have to do anything with the wizards of Waterdeep. They just did their own thing. It was more of like a free to do whatever they wanted to do.
Okay.
After a while, the Wizards of Waterdeep knew that they couldn't do certain things in Waterdeep or that kind of stuff because it would ruin the reputation of wizards. So basically, they went to the Maple Tree magicians, and long story short, the Maple Tree magicians became somewhat like the CIA of wizards, where they would do co-op missions, secretive stuff, off the books so that the wizards of Waterdeep and all that could have their hands clean, and the wizard and the Maple Tree magicians could just kind of do their thing and do a few odd jobs for them.
Okay.
There's not many recorded on members. There are records of the original 3, but they have long since passed. It's been like thousands of years since their time. There is only one recorded person they've ever figured to be a Maple Tree member. It is a elf whose name is Julian Casbar. I'm gonna write this down because I just made that up.
Nothing up my sleeve.
And a lot of people know him because he dual wields wands and is very powerful.
Sorry.
Brayden, I got a 19.
Okay.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Because I also researched the poison apple of the Forbidden Forest with an 18.
On Mount Celestial, which is one of the planes of existence, there is a forest that is known as the Forbidden Forest, where there are a few darker things in there, even though it is Mount Celestial. It's more of a place where younger angels can go to prove themselves. And it is said that inside there is an apple tree that when you eat it, it is poison and it will outright kill you.
Okay.
That is all that you know about that.
Alright.
We will go to Danny real quick. What did you roll for your persuasion of the monks?
18, which is surprising because I have a -1.
Okay. They have a few things about shady wizards. They hand you a manuscript that gives dates and all that of certain wizards going back and forth and whatnot. You have like 3 names.
Do any of them ring a bell at all?
One does. It is the guy you killed. When there was wizard and 3 apprentices that attacked you at the witch's hut.
Oh, that's right.
That guy, his name is on the list.
Ooh. Are there locations for where the others can be found?
It was only names. You talk to some of the monks, and it's more like they move from place to place. They have magic to conceal themselves, teleportation magic. It's hard to get a hold of them.
Okay.
It's more like, imagine watching someone when they know, like, imagine watching a person in New York, but you only watch them when they're not using the subway, shall we say.
Gotcha.
It's only watching people get from one place to another, not in between stuff.
Gotcha. So there are big gaps in
There are big gaps.
Okay.
Like they could spot them on one street, lose them in another, and then another member could see them in another street.
Okay.
A few minutes later, it's stuff like that.
So I'm going to take this information with me. So I'll have the list of names.
Okay.
Anything else come up with that?
Not really.
Okay.
That's all the monks would know.
Okay.
And Nate, your
Yes.
costume.
Okay, so I rolled a 19 history check.
Okay.
And with false identity, I created a second identity that includes documentation, established acquaintances, and disguises that allow you to assume that persona.
Okay.
So I'm also proficient in disguise kit 40
Alright.
kit.
You're not sure what you find out through talking to a couple of tailors and that kind of stuff. Some of them have done stuff for what they assume is the Maple Tree magicians. They usually wear regular clothes, but some of them, when they do ceremonial stuff or stuff like that, they have a black cloak that has a maple tree embroidery on the
That should be easy
patch.
enough.
Yes, and it's quite easy to do. So you do have that. but it's not a perfect replica.
Yes.
Someone looking at it very closely could tell.
Okay.
And then
21.
to talk to your contacts, they tell you that the Maple Tree Magicians are basically same thing, CIA of wizards. Not many people mess with them because they go missing. So your contacts try to stay as far away as possible, but they do know that every fourth quarter of the moon, so new moon, quarter moon, full moon, other quarter moon, they get together for a meeting.
Okay.
At an undisclosed place because no one can ever pin them down. But that's all you can gather from them.
I go look for the others.
You guys all get back for about dinner time. You've all had respective lunches elsewhere. It's about dinner time at the Bounty Society. Everyone, all of the other bounty hunters and all of that are enjoying a nice meal, talking about some of their bounties that they've captured, showing scars off, and you're sitting in your booth. You can discuss things.
Info dump.
Yeah, info dump. I'm gonna share.
You all take an hour to info dump between your meals.
I got a costume.
As the barmaid fills up your glasses of coffee, tea, or whatever you're drinking, you guys, after the info dump, have finally a time to discuss.
Okay.
So, what is it that we think is afoot here, gentlemen?
I assume that our friend Jacob, tasked with getting flour, went and did just that and stumbled upon something that he should not have and was turned into
A tool.
bait, a tool, something to use to summon this entity into this realm. I find it telling that it was at the warehouse, which means that Jeremiah Barnes is either the perpetrator or the target. And I think we should determine which.
I just want to let you two know that he has described what the elf.
Yes.
And you guys recognize that as the elf from that transported Carol away.
Oh,
That guy. Okay. Should have killed him.
Yeah,
You guys didn't even get through his shield.
yeah, he's really strong. So I'll relay the whole stuff that happened before.
Right.
And be like, and of these names, this one is one that.
From your list of names,
Yeah.
one of those is Julian Casbar.
Okay.
There is one unknown to all of you. Although, Dad,
Yeah.
you can make me either a history or arcana on the third name that Akron has brought forth.
No, it's the same roll either way, so. $13.
13.
Yeah.
You do recognize the name. It is a wizard that you are familiar with. Jessie McTalon. You know that she's just a halfling wizard. You've never met her, but you do know her by name.
And she was on what list?
A list of... So the Shadow Monks have been trying to tail members of the Maple Tree Magicians, and they believe her to be one of them. Of the three names that they have and believe that Like they can
Julian
say within
Casbar.
85% that is a member of the maple tree.
So Julian Casbar, Jesse Nick Talon, and who was the third?
The one that I killed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
The
At the moment?
gentleman that I dispatched.
To be fair, I don't know if you would have remembered.
I probably wouldn't have, no. That's probably a safe assumption.
Name's not that important.
Yeah, I don't even know yours.
I don't think anything.
I just let
Oh,
him laugh.
I'm so sorry, my friend.
I like him. Not you.
Argent
Ed.
Thrixus Dadalon.
Quiet.
You can call me Dad.
I'm
my
relatively
daddy?
certain that we've given introductions already, have we not?
Apparently not. He didn't know our names.
No. I know your name.
Oh,
I don't know his.
well,
I told you can call me Master.
It will be a very cold day in hell.
Who do you think's running this show?
me.
That is a good question of who's running. Comment below who you think is running this because I don't know, and I don't think any of these people know.
Akra just sits there and sips his tea with a look of,
We're an autonomous collective of individuals.
yes, we are,
Yep.
we are.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I was handed a sword from a lady in the lake.
Deception?
An unnatural 20.
Oh, that was an 18.
Plus.
0.
Oh.
Where's the sword?
Well, I don't carry it on me all the time, of course.
Of
That
course
would be
not.
silly.
That'd be foolish.
I rolled a 13, so I believe you. But I don't know that I necessarily care. I mean, I've been handed things by creatures in lakes before, and it was never high quality.
Well, you're not wrong.
A lot of
It
unfortunate
might be
implications.
true.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Moving on.
I believe, gentlemen, that if we don't handle this nonsense with the maple tree magicians, that it will continue to haunt us again.
So let's
And
get
again.
in there and find out some stuff.
In where?
There is nowhere to
The
get
maple
in.
tree people.
Oh, did you discover where they are? By all means, lead the way.
I stand up, hop down, this way.
I'm going to
Anybody gonna
incite
follow?
for bullshit. 15 insight for bullshit.
That's a 23.
Dang it. Dang it. Dang it.
24.
I sigh and start to follow.
So after he starts walking out, and as you go to follow, I'm just gonna grab you by the scruff of your neck and just
Huh?
pull you back into your seat.
Little feet just waddling.
Do you still keep going?
Get to the door and like,
So when you look back, I have my feet up on where you were sitting, and I've like sprawled out across both seats now.
turn around.
Okay. I was this close to being like, I'm gonna roll to see if he can actually find it, and if he does, it's gonna be the most amazing thing I'll ever see.
I almost just kept going without looking.
I would have done an even or odds.
Yep.
That would have been hilarious.
I would have really thoroughly enjoyed it if you just like wandered off and
Found them.
Yep.
I just had to get that last look to make sure, but
Guys, you know what happens when we Scooby-Doo a party? You wind up with cliffhangers and characters about to die.
And
wrong,
ghosties
true.
and all the things.
I was hoping to see how that ended, but we'll have to see next time.
Me too.
Anyway,
I go up to the main bar to talk to the bartender.
okay.
And so, I guess, sir, I'm looking for some information.
You
I mean, you do just realize
And
that
a drink.
he's like
No,
in,
no.
the bartender, who is a very old adventurer, who at one point was like very big. We're talking like He-Man, but old age has changed him.
He shrunk.
He's shrunken and
It's all flat.
it is slightly flabbed, although he covers it with a loose shirt. Yes, what can I do for you, Cobble Crook?
Couple Creek. Close enough.
Right. What do you want? I got a massive selection of things.
Okay, first I would like a pint of your finest ale.
Of my finest. Oh,
Yes.
okay. And he goes down below and he starts pouring. You know this tap is not the finest. He just closes it up and here you go.
Alright. The second, I'm looking for some information.
Information, you say?
Yes, information. And I get kind of close, kind of look around. Well, as a bartender, he talks to lots of people. He should know stuff. So I get kind of close, kind of look around, see who's around. And I said, have you heard of the Maple Tree Magicians?
Yes. As he's whispering back to you.
Would you know where they are located?
Can I see the bartender from where I'm sitting?
Yeah.
Great. I'd like to read his lips.
Okay. You can hear all. You can get his half of the conversation.
Would you happen to know where they are located?
Well, I don't know specifically where they're located now. But when I was an adventurer like you... And he starts speaking up and starts...
Here we go.
The patrons know this is the soapbox. As he stands... I'll have to give this man a name, Greg. When old Greg sits upon the top of the bar and starts telling his epic tales of an adventurer. I was trailing these evil wizards as they were killing various people.
There he goes again.
I have to write this character down real quick because I love him so much.
Old Greg.
Old Greg the soapbox man.
Old Man Greg.
Yep.
We were trailing evil wizards, and of course I am a mage slayer, so of course this is like the time where I fought the dragon with magic. But that's besides the point.
I'm just gonna start drinking my drink.
God, I feel
again.
like we had this conversation the other day at the
These
grocery
evil
store.
wizards were using maple trees to teleport around. Luckily we were able to follow one of them.
I grab with both hands my drink.
Anyway, we found into their lair and we killed a couple of them except for one who got away. But hopefully one day I will be the one to slay. And right above the bar, he grabs his giant great axe and starts swinging it. I will be able to slay him off. And he loses his balance and falls off of the bar, just like quickly.
I can't get out.
He goes over and pours himself a pint and grabs one and is like, drinks all around for this story!
Ooh.
I'm grateful for the pint.
But have you seen any here in town?
There's always here around town. The one that got away, I'm guessing continued? I'm not sure.
So I have been relating his half of the bartender's half of the conversation to the YouTube the whole time.
There's a little kobold like hiding his head inside his bowler hat, laughing.
Every so often, I just kind of snort, and you see little crackles of electricity run across my snout.
I don't think we're going very far with that. Perhaps you could track in your animal form the dagger, where it might have come from. Someone that...
I think the only person who's going to be... Well, it fell in the water. So
Oh,
I'll take care of the ascent on it.
I flip you a coin. Thank you, my good sir.
Oh, thank you once again. And he takes his one tooth and starts checking to see if it's real and just puts it in
I
his
still
pocket.
say we should backtrack the owner of the warehouse.
I think that's a
He's
good place
involved
to
in
start.
one way.
Agreed.
So as soon as Nate comes back up, I'm gonna start saying the exact same things that the bartender said, and then I'm gonna pause and just look at you guys to let one of you continue on.
Yep, and
And I'll
yeah,
pick it up and run with it next.
we'll just trade back and forth. Yep.
Well, he announced it a whole bar. I mean,
At a certain point, that's true.
I don't think you need to read lips for that.
Here. Take that.
Thank you.
So yeah, I think we need to get more background on the dude who owned the warehouse.
Very well. Onward and outward, friends.
Onward and upward.
Let's ask the bartender. Maybe we can get a drink out of him.
No!
Go right on ahead. You head over there and do that right now.
Not many people ask old Greg for stories of his bygone past.
I got a
For
free
good
drink
reason.
out of
For
him.
good reason.
Hey, I got.
But if
I got
anyone ever
drink out
needs
of
a
it.
drink, they always know what to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you guys going in the middle of the night, by the way? It is evening.
Is it?
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
the evening
Yeah.
that you guys
This
did.
is the day where we learned everything.
We
So.
did the
Yeah.
research things.
So, just letting you know.
What phase of the moon is it?
It is one face away from full.
Okay.
So, tomorrow, to answer your question.
I told you guys.
Yeah, so we know.
Yeah.
Okay. Couldn't remember, sorry.
Yeah, no. I told you guys.
Alright, so we'll take the night, we'll take the evening, and we will go and...
You guys enjoy a lovely evening. And you wake up, have breakfast. Dad, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, goody.
So carrying the dagger around, is he like attuned to it?
I don't. Who has the dagger, by the way?
I attuned to it, so I assume I do.
So, 12.
No discernible effect.
Alrighty then.
Interesting. Okay.
You all get up, and I assume you're going to the warehouse.
Yeah, after breakfast.
Or what is your plan?
I kind of want to ask around about, like, do what we did
Yeah.
yesterday, but ask around about the dude who owns the warehouse.
Agreed.
So we'll probably need to go to the warehouse
District.
district and start asking around, would be my guess.
Quite right. Quite right.
I'll hit up my contacts again.
So you'll everyone just do investigation checks. Are you guys doing this for the whole day? Or
Maybe-
It depends how long it
until we
takes.
find
Yeah, that
something.
depends on.
I'll give you guys half a day.
Okay.
That's fair.
Can I use my passive investigation from the observant feat?
Ooh.
Sure.
16.
16. Okay.
16.
16.
6.
6.
One second. That one. Okay. 18. Actually, 21. Sorry.
Dad, you start talking formal to people, maybe a bit too formal, and people will just kind of dismiss you and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately,
They assume you're a census taker.
yeah,
Okay.
you were just slightly like a
Well-
census taker.
That was quite rude.
The rest of you got high enough that you learn that Jeremy Barnes is a tiefling. Basically, from what you can tell, he's not that. He's actually quite a good citizen. He's one of the more renowned warehouse owners. Just a good guy. Although with you're 18, a couple of people tell you that he did shut his warehouse down for a little while, and he was boasting that he made quite a profit. Even after shutting it down for a while. But then everyone's like, and then someone just blew it up somehow. No one knows what happened.
Yeah, who were those people? They're real jerks.
They sound like assholes.
Oh, although I hear that there might have been some interesting, shady things going on that might have led to it.
You know, I'd heard that too.
I wonder if anyone else has heard such things.
Little on the nose.
I
No, I was just wondering what you were doing.
was,
Fishing.
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 Yeah. fishing.
No one's listening.
What? You say something?
That's rude. Just because I am short does not make me less interesting a conversationalist.
I'm gonna reach down, and what's your name again?
Accra.
I'm gonna reach down and pick up Akra, set him on my shoulder.
I'm not nearly accustomed to this. I can see the bald spots on men for miles. Now grateful to not have hair.
I can show
I know,
you
right?
Shining, shimmering, bald spots.
I kind of want to give you an inspiration for that, but
Okay.
I kind of...
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, you guys enjoy a little bit of a snack for lunch as you decide your next.
Have
Stop.
we figured out from all of the checking around where it might be possible to find Mr. Jeremiah Blarney?
He is actually at his warehouse, working on repairs of his warehouse.
Wonderful.
Wonderful, yes.
Shall we?
We shall.
We shall, gentlemen.
You guys know where the spot is. It takes you a couple minutes to get there. When you get there, you see quite a few dwarves, some halflings and gnomes working on the construction of fixing the warehouse, and there is a purple tiefling standing out front, just shaking his head and swearing because he's gonna have to pay for all of this and that kind of stuff.
I believe that is our man.
I believe you're right.
Halfling. Or
Tiefling.
what, tiefling, whatever.
How do we approach this?
I
Speak
got this.
casually of it as though no.
No faith. Jeez.
None whatsoever.
Shall we bring it up in casual conversation as innocent passers-by? Or directly question him?
I think the Dragonborn's really good at talking to people. He should go talk.
Very well. I'll come along since I'm sitting on your shoulder. Really.
All right. So
Like a pirate and his parrot, you
So-
approach. You approach the tiefling.
I'll go along with them.
Okay.
Good day, good day, my fine fellow.
It has not been a very good day. As he turns around, you finally see him. He's a bit of a plumper tiefling, which is surprising. Very plump. He's got a couple of rings. And he's wearing nice clothing, and he's just well off. He looks.
French,
course.
apparently.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's French. Oh well, what seems to be the trouble?
Well, it appears that the bottom of my warehouse has been exploded upon, and a couple of my and a couple of my crates and barrels have been burned.
Yes. Yeah. All the inspiration for you.
Hold on, I gotta go grab
I'm gonna have
this.
to remember that accent. I'm gonna have to use that in one of my games. That's fantastic.
Lord, I have missed one.
It has not been a very good 2 days.
I say, do you know anyone who would want to do such a thing to you?
I mean, I've got competitors, but not exactly the evil foul type. When I say foul type, there are always evil people wanting to move themselves upon my territory of barrels and crates. Although,
Yes, very coveted territory.
yes, I did
Barrels and
rent out my warehouse to a couple of people last week, but other than that, perhaps it was them, but I do not.
Who might those have been?
Oh, it was a halfling and the elf came along. They were very well dressed. They said they wanted to borrow my warehouse for a while. They paid quite well, really, but well, actually, I would be even because they did pay enough for the entire warehouse to be built again, which is nice.
I would say that was fortuitous because you had need of it not long thereafter. Tell me, sir, the halfling, was it a male or a female halfling?
Oh, it was a female.
Could you describe her, please?
She was wearing very nice robes, a nice shade of blue, maybe a too tad blue of a gay, but she looked very well off. I could not tell about the elf. He was wearing more of a hooded robe than cloak, although I could tell there were very nice clothes under those, a nice shaded purple.
And DM, is this triggering anything specifically on the halfling? Does it?
It does sound a lot like what
Yeah. Okay.
someone like that would wear.
Ah,
Do you need anything stored?
I'm afraid not at the moment. In fact, my friends and I, we just retrieved something from storage not too long ago, from a warehouse. Much like this one, in fact.
I would.
I just
I'm
kind
gonna
of
roll a
turn.
wisdom save to not start laughing.
Okay.
I turn around, like completely turn around, and just kind
What
of.
would you like? Persuasion or
Deception?
It's not deception.
Okay, persuasion then.
I deadpan it.
Wisdom saving throw?
Natural fucking 20.
Oh, balls.
Nope. Not even close. Well,
But I do laugh, apparently.
you
Or at
laugh
least
like a weird parrot on a shoulder.
I just turn completely around, so I'm not facing them. I just put my head in my mouth.
You're doing that.
But I assure you, once my warehouse is up and ready, you can store anything if perhaps you wish to store your object in a more safer place.
We will consider it. Yes.
As we see the large hole in front of us currently being
Meanwhile,
repaired.
Meanwhile, a
suppose-
dwarf accidentally falls off. Ah, sploosh.
I don't suppose these customers of yours left a forwarding address where you could get in touch with them.
No, it was more of a one-time deal sort of thing.
Of course.
Did you have them sign anything?
Yes, I did.
I would be very interested in taking a look at the contract. We may have encountered some looters the other day. We did not know where they came from, but perhaps we could return some of their lost property.
Well, certainly. I will go grab the papers if you want to wait a moment. And he goes to his office and gets the stuff and come back as you.
Good, I didn't.
As
have
you
to cast
all.
Charm person.
I just imagine this nice scene where it's you four just standing next to each other, silhouetted of the sun, watching them reconstruct this warehouse.
That was quite a moment.
Claire, as a couple of crates and barrels fall down and sploosh into the water as they're sawing a couple of burnt pieces off.
You okay
Excuse
there?
me. I'm quite right, his ring. Yes.
Jeremy Byron comes back and hands you the contract things like, this is what I have and what they
I would
wrote
like
their
to
names
see
down.
that. So,
Yeah, we'll all take a look at
yes.
it.
I study it for my.
While you guys are looking at it, the contractor comes over and him and the contractor have a quick discussion.
Okay, so I have a question, Brayden.
Yes.
How well can I remember a scent once I've picked it up?
Ooh.
I mean,
Oh,
well, that is a good question.
That is a really good question.
I know how I would rule.
I know how I would too, but
Animal handling?
Sure.
I don't know. That's what I would go for.
Actually, I think I would. Honestly, I think if it was me, I'd actually make it a dual skill check. Survival for the tracking aspect, and just a straight intelligence check for the memory aspect.
Sure, let's go with that. That sounds good.
Okay. So that is 13 for the intelligence
Okay.
and 24 for the survival.
All right. You think you have a good track on it. You could
Okay.
probably remember.
So while his back is turned, I'll turn into a wolf real fast and start sniffing up all up and down the
Okay.
paper to pick up the scent, and then turn back to a person before
Okay.
he.
He turns around and looks at the group. Are you done looking at the contract?
I believe so.
Just quickly, what's on it?
Basically, it's contract saying we're renting your thing, yada yada yada.
Specifically looking at the names at the bottom.
The names are false.
Of course they are.
Right, but what are they?
What are they?
Gideon Hatch and Micah Bellandon.
You can forge stuff, right?
I can forge stuff.
Okay, I've got an idea.
I can forge handwriting.
I've got an idea.
He takes the contract back. Well, I hope that I was able to help you all. Y'all.
Yo.
Why'd I go southern?
Southern French.
Southern
Southern
French.
France. From the
Southern friend.
down around Marseille.
Yep.
I hope I was able to help you all.
I believe you were most informative. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure meeting you all.
Indeed.
He takes the
We
contract
have a
back.
ship to catch.
All right, have a good sail. I hate sailing. As you guys start walking me, I hate sailing. I always get seasick, but I do like shrimp.
Right. So we have aliases. We should backtrack.
All right, so back at the bar,
Back
at
at
our table.
back at
Back at the table.
back at the Bounty Society.
All right, so here's my idea. We could start using their names, the fake names they've given, and putting their descriptions out all over the place, and start signing them up for all sorts of things in the hope that we flush them out to come deal with whoever the entities.
You're gonna spam them with.
Yeah, exactly. This is the equivalent of if you won't talk to me, I'm going to start signing you up for credit cards.
Yeah.
I don't hate this idea.
That's evil. I like it.
Okay. Okay.
I believe that could be quite a useful stratagem to employ.
We might need gold for this, though,
No.
which means we'll have to go do that other job.
Oh,
I've
but
got a pot of gold.
he can make fool's gold, and would it not be even better if we also have a reputation for paying with counterfeit gold? Like, we're
I'm
gonna
liking
hack
this plan
everybody
better more.
off.
I hope your disguise kit.
I am
I
loving
do
this
hate
plan.
that it
You're gonna-
includes him, but I like this plan more and more.
Well, I also got the guidance. So it's a plus 1d4 checks.
So I'm gonna add, so for the rest of the day or however long you want to do this, I would ask you all to pick either going Gideon Hatch or Micah Belladon.
I think it's only fitting that I am Gideon.
Whichever
Yeah.
one is shortest.
So the two shorter would probably want to do Micah Belladon because
Yeah, you two
are the
will have
half.
to be the
'cause that's the
halflings.
halflings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Meanwhile, you two do the.
So you'll have
I'll be
to
Gideon.
disguise us
I
as
think
these
he's
people.
Gideon, because Gideon.
Well, we can
Well,
have two
yeah.
groups of people go out
Yeah,
at once.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
can.
true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying this would be easier to get both of them out to
Yes.
spread whatever.
Yeah.
I'm in. Yep.
Can
Okay.
Nate teach us how to sign the signatures?
I will say it will take you all a day to perfect the signatures.
Yeah, that's fair.
It'll probably take how long to do the costumes anyway.
Yeah.
So you guys spend a day and a half. The rest of the day from talking to the tiefling to the day after that, you have missed the full moon. You spend all of that time doing costumes and perfecting the signature.
So I think whenever they ask for like an address where they can reach us, we should tell them the warehouse.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is what I would like everyone to do.
Oh dear.
I would like everyone to make just straight charisma checks.
Oh god, I'm terrible at this.
Good thing I have an inspiration.
Does
And burn
Does
it in
deception
inspiration.
Yes, deception can apply. If you want to use deception or
Persuasion.
deception or persuasion.
Much
Okay.
better.
26.
26,
Unnatural 20.
unnatural 20,
19.
19,
18.
18. Okay. For the
Burn an
two,
inspiration for it.
for the
Yeah.
two, Micah Belladonna, I would like both of you to roll 2d6. I would like you to roll 4d6, and I would like you to roll 2d6. And then I will ask for each number.
Wait, each individual number?
Well, I'll ask
Added
the
together.
Gideon numbers, and I'll ask the
But the
Micah
individual
numbers.
dice numbers?
Yes.
Or, okay.
I'll total them all up. So,
Okay.
for the Micah numbers,
6 and 3.
6 and 3, and
Also, actually, I got a 3 and a 6. So.
okay. What did you two get?
3, 2, 3, 6, 4.
All right, now total them up just real quick for me. I can't. Gosh dang it.
And what were they?
14.
14 and
4
total.
total.
Okay.
2 twos.
So,
2 twos.
so you each gave 18 to each one. For the next.
And we just, like, I just go around spending, like, promising things, like, signing up for everything I can, and, like, you know, like, placing bets and with the fake money everywhere.
Just for
all the
funsies,
things.
RP a bit about this because I want to see how the just
Okay.
in the essence of how this goes because I think this would be funny.
Alrighty. Here's 15 fake gold for you two.
Okay.
And we get 15 fake gold.
Okay, what sort of things can I sign up for? What
So-
sort of magazines are there?
So I'll give examples. You can promise to take out a loan.
Loads of
Layaway stuff. Magic items, stuff like that.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm
Stuff
gonna
like
go,
that.
I'm
Just like massive amounts of stuff.
can
I'm going to go to a jewelry store.
Can the outfits we're wearing have the maple leaf thing on them?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, good.
So I'm
Yeah,
going to go
mine,
to a
yeah.
jewelry
This is
store.
either going to work
Okay.
real
I'm
well,
gonna
or
find
we're
the
going to
most
bring a guild of
gaudy, most
assassins down on our heads.
expensive bracelet that I
Okay.
can find. If it's got magic on it, even better.
Okay. Hold on. Evens or odds?
Evens.
Okay, it does have magic.
Excellent.
I'm just gonna look at. Let's see. Let's say it's a brooch of shielding.
Excellent. Sounds good. And I'm going to put that on layaway, and I'm going to put down the fake gold,
Just bring
Okay.
like all of it, all 15 fake
Okay.
gold as the deposit. And I promise that I'll be back within a week.
To finish paying it off. They
Yes.
they won't let you take it.
Well, of
but
course not.
okay.
Of course not.
That's
Okay.
fine.
That's fine. What are you planning on doing?
So,
So we're gonna go around finding people to invest in our new company,
yes.
and we're gonna run what is essentially a pyramid scheme.
You don't even have to roll. Okay, you start what could be considered the biggest pyramid scheme that has ever occurred. And well, is there anything you would like to do?
Well, I'm going to be dining and dashing in as many restaurants as and
You do so.
I would also like to, with the Fool's Gold, purchase as many magical items as I can. Are there anything, like things that we could use super well in some of the stores or whatnot, knickknackeries that are,
I mean,
are fantastic?
uncommon stuff or common stuff you could put up. The only thing like you could get away with was like common stuff.
Are like health potions common?
Oh, yeah,
'Cause I
yeah,
feel
you
like we
can-
should
yeah,
probably
health
have
potions.
some. So I'm gonna I'm gonna pay for a whole crap ton of health potions.
All right. How much do you ask for?
How much gold can I get out of you at a time?
I can only make one per day.
Let's say this takes a week, so you get an extra 7, shall we
Okay.
say? So you have 22
Okay.
gold.
So
Hold on a sec. I'm just gonna do this because it's funny.
We should go quick.
You have 10 health potions.
Party! We can die of alcohol poisoning several times and
Yep.
come back.
So you now have 10 healing potions. Put that down on your character sheet.
Nice.
10 healing potions.
Nice.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
I thought of something else I'd like to
Okay,
do.
go for it.
So I want to go around when it gets dark and graffiti all over the place. Like, Gideon
Yes.
and Micah were here. Like, the Maple
Yes.
Tree Guild lives.
Yes.
And, like, go to the Maple Tree just everywhere I can.
Wow.
In the most, like, obvious and obscene places that I can get away with.
It's been so okay. So you all do this. It's been a week since this happened. Today's the day where you all decided let's take a day off and kind of cool down, make sure all
I
of
just
that.
imagine these two guys, like, oh, let's check our credit score.
Oh.
9 o'clock happens as you're enjoying breakfast. The thing turns, and for the first time ever, there's not enough room on this board for what is posted. And a good 75% of it is what you all have done.
So,
Quietly just holding up my hand and
Right?
big high five.
did we just mobilize the entire bounty guild to find these people?
Yes,
Yeah.
you have.
Nice! Nice!
Everyone believes it.
That's amazing.
And everyone of the Bounty Society is looking for Micah and Gideon.
And the Maple Tree Magicians?
Well, they know they're associated, so...
Because I would have been name dropping that as much as I could.
Yes,
it has been
absolutely.
associated.
Absolutely.
Waterdeep's version of the CIA is just like,
Yeah.
what?
What have we done?
Their analyst is just like, there is not enough coffee in the world to fix all of this shit.
I grabbed my drink with both hands.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go around handing out some of the costumes that we had with the maple leaf things and being like, I was told that this is what they were wearing and like it's similar and like just try and put the maple leaf
Yeah.
thing out as far as possible.
You do so. The Bounty Society is not the only bounty hunter. It's probably the biggest, but there are a few other sects. You get those sects, and the entire bounty force of Waterdeep is looking for these two to rack up.
This makes
Like,
me so happy.
Let me put it in this perspective. If one of them gets them, they will have a stack. A person even catches one, they're gonna get like 500 gold.
Alright, so now we
Straight
just need
up.
to make sure we catch them
Exactly.
and then we get all the bounties that
Yeah.
we created.
We should go stake out the warehouse.
Oh yeah, and I assume we all would have been saying like anytime they ask for an address or like with the pyramid
Yeah,
scheme, like this
you-
is where our
you said so.
office is. Like
So smugly, you all.
At some point along the week, I would have sort of gone back down and looked for a likely place for us to sort of stake out the warehouse.
Okay. By the warehouse, there's a tiny little bit of a cafe just around the
Perfect.
corner. Because the warehouse is on the edge of the warehouse district. You all sit at the cafe, smiling smugly, as you watch as Jeremy Barnes has over 100 people every day wanting their money, and he's just like, no, nobody lives here. This is a warehouse. I'm the only one who is here.
wait, does he when they ask for the people by name, does he tell them about them?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good.
And everyone's like, I don't live here, so we'll have to try somewhere else. And as you guys are sitting in the cafe, you always see the same people watching him. Like, several organizations have spies watching him because these two have almost have put a dent in the economy of Waterdeep.
We're destroying the infrastructure.
There are several high-level paladins.
Hashtag not even sorry.
You remember there are a couple of your teachers here as well who are high-power wizards who are like just staking the place. You see several shady people off in the alleyways just watching. You see several of your shadow monk friends like staking out on top of the warehouse roofs.
Hi, George.
Salutes. There is a citywide manhunt for these two.
Yes. Yeah, if this doesn't
I love
flush
you
them out,
guys
I don't know
so
what's
much.
going
Hashtag not
to.
even sorry.
Nope. Hashtag not
At about
even
3
sorry.
o'clock in the morning, or not, at about 3 o'clock in the evening.
I assume that we no longer sleep all at once as well. I assume we now sleep in shifts
Yep, we're
because
just
I'm
gonna
expecting
go
these
ahead.
guys to come try and kill us.
Yeah.
It is about 3 in the afternoon
But do they know it's us?
when several town criers come through the street, proclaiming they found Micah Belladon.
Shall we, gentlemen?
I think 2 of us should, and the other 2 should stay here.
Very well. Let's see.
Most of the contacts leave at this point because everyone wants a piece of this person. Micah Belladon is the halfling.
Bait and switch. Bait and switch.
Oh, wait, does that mean all 4 of us are going? But how do we want to bait and switch if we are baiting and switching?
No.
No, they're
They are
baiting
baiting
and
and
switching.
switching.
Oh, I'm with you now. Sorry.
I think we should all stay.
Sure. We can find out the details later.
Okay. Evening passes, and old Greg, starts reading a proclamation that has been
Okay,
pronounced
so,
from
so are
the...
we at the cafe?
you guys are
Or-
still at the cafe?
I mean,
Okay.
we're still checking,
Okay.
keeping watch on the
Okay.
place.
Yeah.
So you find out from one of the corner town criers who come around and give the news that a woman halfling, Micah Belladon, who's been causing all of the problems, entered Waterdeep from what she claims as her vacation, returns and was set upon by law enforcement and is currently being held in prison for probably a trial that will last a century. Statesmen claim that she is confused and is wondering what is going on.
I'm sure.
They might have impersonated people who weren't in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Which means this is a real person who's now being thrown in jail for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
Do they say where she's being held?
At the greatest prison Waterdeep has found. There have been exaggerations that she has many chains put upon her. There are 3 giant doors blocking her from safety.
Oh, dear.
And there is at least 2 golems guarding the doors.
So, okay.
So-
I feel like we can either break into jail and see if this really is a member of the guild, or we can start having the halfling make even more appearances around town to keep pressure on.
I like the way you think. So.
I do too.
Well, she's in prison. I mean, we know what she is.
This
She's
might not be the real
Exactly.
Micah. Like, that might be the real Micah, and the people we saw might have, like, disguised themselves.
I would remind you, the heat is on, so I don't know if using her look-alike would be the best idea. As most people know what she looks like.
We could keep
and-
seeding rumors that the Micah they have isn't the real one, and that it's the Maple Tree Magicians. Keep the heat on.
Yep.
Have we heard anything else about where, like, the Maple Tree Magicians might be?
No. Everyone, most of your contacts have been watching the warehouse.
Right.
Because this has caused quite a scene in Waterdeep. And a little bit of attention has been lost from finding where the the Maple Tree Magicians are, to we know where their address is. So if you ask them, they'll be like, the warehouse, man. It's the warehouse. It's the only place.
When's their next meeting supposed to be?
In a week.
All right, I would like to start. I think we should start seeding rumors that Gideon, the one who's still alive, is going to be having a meeting with his allies and investors somewhere in the city at the time when the magicians are supposed to have their meeting.
Okay.
So then we can get everyone in the city looking for that.
All right.
I'm on it. Yep.
Persuasion
Persuasion.
to seed the rumors.
All of us?
Sure.
Nat 20. That's good, because my charisma is a -1.
22.
That makes me happy.
22.
21.
The seeds of deception have been placed.
Doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much to a crowd who you've heard have not only beaten up several wizards, but have formed a wizard hunting militia. And most wizards are hiding in the wizard's tower.
We've just started the witch hunts of Waterdeep.
Yes, you have started the witch hunts of
All to
Waterdeep.
flush out one group of people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, didn't this kind of all start off with a witch hunt?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty
True.
much.
Yes, but you have, that was a witch hunt. You have created a witch
wizard
hunt.
hunt.
A wizard
All
hunt.
right. So, where do we?
You have a week until your deceited meeting happens.
So,
what would you like to do in
Do
a
we
week?
know why they're called the Maple Tree Magicians?
It was more of the fact that you would have learned that it was more of when they decided to split off, they were standing underneath a maple tree, and it was just more of a symbolism, not anything such like that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure there's much more to do than to keep Roman looking for likely meeting places. Does anybody know anything about what they do at the meetings?
It's more of like intelligence gathering, like bring forth everything they've learned, decide who will contact assassins, that kind of stuff, to deal with people, who will do dirty work and that kind of stuff.
There's going to be a lot of that at this
Yep.
meeting.
We should.
Well, it's going to be harder because you've killed one of their members, so they're still looking for another one. One of them is in prison.
We should release, with those rumors we started, we should release the names of everyone else we know as a member of the guild.
We don't know all that many, though.
That's true. We don't have just a huge.
But we
You
might as-
only
might as well
know
put 'em
you
out.
only know the guy who died, which is kind of useless. Julian Casbar and Jesse McTalon, but you don't know if there are more.
You can let the Jesse McTalon name out. Maybe somebody will find him.
That Jesse McTalon is the guy in the cell.
Nice.
Alright.
All right. So yeah, we just wait, I guess.
You wait a week. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a few things that happen. Day 1, the preliminary trial of Micah Belladon begins. That continues. That will continue forever. The second day, everyone is just a normal day. Everyone's looking. On the third day, I would like you all to make perception checks.
Can I use my passive?
You can.
22.
Okay.
18.
18.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
7.
7. Oh, what did you say? Sorry?
18.
8. Okay. You two don't see this.
18.
18? Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm the only one that doesn't see it.
For the last couple of days, you've seen a specific person wandering around town. Or wandering around, always looking at the warehouse, making sure and checking it out. On one occasion, as he goes by, you two see his form glimmer.
Heh. Vampire!
Can I
Sorry.
wind up like I assume he's doing this like in the middle of the crowds and stuff.
Well, so let me set the scene. The cafe is on the corner, and the warehouse is over here. Most of the people who are watching are either in the cafe. By the way, the cafe has made a lot of money. It is packed, and everyone is just always staring out the window. All of the rogues are standing in the alleyway. They shift change, as well as the monks and the wizards. And then there's just the usual traffic that come by of like dock workers and that kind of stuff. But you do see this guy, and his form glimmers a tiny bit, like an illusion.
Where is he in relation to us?
So he just is crossing and going around the cafe in the corner. So he just goes like this, walking and watching.
Does he ever come close enough that I could like
Sniffle.
sneakily get within 10 feet of him?
If you stealth, I will say.
Can I turn into a cat
Yes.
and do that?
Yes.
Great.
You guys watch as
So, as I
Karn
was saying-
gets off from the table and turns into a cat.
Like-
as I was saying,
Stealthily,
Dad,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
go on again.
Probably to go get another espresso. We need more coffee beans. We're running low.
All right. It's a 13.
13. It's not hard.
Great.
It's not hard, but
But-
the scent is familiar.
Good, because it's on here. Now that I'm within 10 feet of him, I would like to use one of my shifter abilities. I would like to mark him.
Okay.
It gives me
What?
yep. It gives me double proficiency to any rolls to try and find him.
What are you gonna do?
And so
Fiona?
long as I'm within 60 feet of him, I know where he is.
Okay.
So
Totally
yes,
pees
I
on
pee on his boot.
Yep.
Stupid cat. Kind of kicks toward you, but you quickly move out of the way and off to the side and watch him continue moving onward.
So I'm gonna come back to the table and stealthily turn back into myself and lean over to everyone and say, I think I found him. We should probably tail him.
After you.
Agreed.
Alright, so Brayden, I'd like to do a couple things. I'd
Sure.
like to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
So everybody gets, what is that, plus 10 to your stealth
Plus 10 to your
rolls?
stealth roll.
And then I would like to start tracking him.
Okay. Everyone roll a stealth.
Ooh, I'm an idiot. 16.
So 26.
Stuff.
24.
24.
24, 24,
22.
22.
You said it's plus 10, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So it was 16 plus 18. A lot.
Enough. And
And
then,
4.
Yeah.
34.
what is it to track him?
The survival.
Okay.
And you don't, and it's not you're an urban bound hunter, so it's not like you don't have any problems with hunting in cobble streets.
28.
28.
28 to track him.
You are tracking him. You guys follow this man. He's just like a peasant holding a sack of flour, and he's just walking along. You guys tail him for about an hour and a half, till he gets to a what appears to be kind of like a garden area. And you watch as he goes into the garden. He looks around real quick. Natural 1.
He does not see
He
any
does
of
not
us.
see any of you. He then goes up to in the center of this garden is a maple tree.
Mhm.
He touches the maple tree, closes his eyes, and disappears.
So right before he touches the maple tree, can I do something else?
Sure.
Let me look up what this spell does.
Just a reminder, I get boots of false checks.
Nice.
So I would like to make an Arcana check and see if I can catch what magic is going on.
Okay.
All right, I would like to cast Hold Person on him.
All right. Well, what do I have to say?
That's a DC 15 Wisdom save.
I don't have.
It's a 9.
Is there
Actually-
is there a Volo's guide somewhere?
Volo's?
it has
Yeah,
the-
there's one in the.
I know that I have stats for him on one of the Volo's guide things.
We'll have to.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Set you up an obstacle course there.
It's cleaner than what I have. Volo's guides to monsters. Let me check to see if this is the one I'm thinking of. It is. Okay. Let me pull up his stats real quick.
Oh, and I'm going to tell you to get your counter spell ready.
It's already ready.
Because if he makes this save, you can just counter spell whatever he's going to do, and I'll cast it again. And then again.
Druid. Okay.
I got tabs if you want
A wisdom save?
tabs for your book.
Okay.
A wisdom save?
Yeah, wisdom save. DC 15.
16. Oh, wait, 17. Sorry.
Okay.
And he touches the tree, feels something, and then he snaps
Counterspell.
away. Can't counterspell this.
Can I not? Okay.
He's not casting a spell.
Oh.
I
Okay.
don't think it has to be a spell. I could be wrong.
He's not verbally casting a spell.
Let me see.
This is a different effect.
Right, but I think you'd have to check, but I think counterspell might work on any magical effect. I don't know for sure though.
I'm not sure. I'll have
Keith's
you.
on it.
Keith's
I'm
on it.
I'm on it. Yeah. I think Brayden may be right.
He might be. I don't.
Yeah.
Process of casting a spell.
Yeah, this wasn't a spell. He feels you try to cast whole person. His eyes go wide, and he then, as soon as he touches the tree, he teleports away.
Joel.
Yeah. Attempt to interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell. Okay.
Hey Brayden,
Hey, what?
can I start tracking him again?
Sure. What's
That
your
piss
What's
is
your
still in
range?
his boot, man.
Oh, it just says I get double my proficiency bonus to any rolls to try and track them.
Okay.
That's why I was like, I don't
No,
know if I can
it's-
still track
it's
him
the-
now.
Okay.
Lance. Guidance.
Thank you.
I keep forgetting that I have that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and shift so that I have advantage on this.
Okay.
Ah!
Natural 20.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Woo! Crit, 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 crit. Woo!
Fine then, don't use my guidance.
We don't need no stinking guidance.
You know he teleported, but I don't know how you would tell where it is. But you know he's not in the city.
Huh.
How many is okay? Is there anything special about this maple tree?
Give me an investigation check.
16.
It is not a natural maple tree. You can give me an Arcana check.
Got a 19.
19. Okay.
21.
Okay.
21 Arcana.
What'd you get again, Danny?
19.
19. Okay. You see three. You three see it. That in this, this maple tree has, if you look far away, it looked like a maple tree. But if you look closely, it has tiny little silver strands that run through it like veins.
Ooh.
And you can barely see it, but in its center there is a stone that is embedded into the wood. Like naturally embedded, not carved in, it's grown around the
How
stone.
many of these do you think are around town?
Ooh.
I'm gonna guess not.
Did they
many.
look like the ones in the warehouse?
Maple tree? There wasn't a maple tree near.
No, the stone.
Oh, the stone?
There weren't stones in the warehouse, were there?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, it was just wood.
detect
You were
magic.
just drunk. Don't worry about it.
Detect magic? Okay. You detect magic. It is a strong, whatever teleport
Conjuration.
conjuration.
Okay.
Any writing on the stone?
It has a glyph on it. Do any of you know Celestial?
He knows all
I
of it.
do. I can read.
Okay. It is a symbol for door.
So if we touch it,
I mean, if we want to go down that road, we.
We
Oh,
should all go at once
Nate?
if we're going.
Yeah.
When Karn said, I wonder how many of these were in the city, you think back to a story you heard about a week ago that old Greg said that he followed some wizards through a maple tree.
Hmm.
I'll
Shall
be
we?
prepared.
Sure.
Are we sure we're all going to go to the same place?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm up for it. Sounds like an adventure.
Yep.
Alternatively, we could seed rumors about these trees and have the entire city stake them all out. But I don't know if any of them will come back.
Yeah.
That's true. They'll probably touch it and then be gone.
Well, like, I don't know if anyone from that guild is going to come back into the city.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's touch it.
Sure.
Did you see
So
what
everyone
happens?
grab
What's
a
the worst that
hand.
could happen?
Everyone grabs
Everyone
together.
grab a hand, and I will reach out and touch the stone.
As you guys are teleported. Now I will, and for the players, it is about 9 o'clock. Do we want to still continue?
I can't play too much longer.
Or should we leave it at that cliffhanger?
This
Let's
might be
leave
a
it
good
there.
spot
That's a good
to-
spot
Okay.
to leave it.
As
Oh.
you all teleport, we will come back next time. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. This has been sort of an
Preemptive.
experiment in making do when we don't have the entire Glassbreakers Guild here with us. Thank you so very much to Brayden for running this one
Thank
shot. We're looking forward. I know I'm looking forward mightily to finishing up this particular story arc.
Yeah.
We are still looking for follows. We're still looking to build the channel up, trying to hit that 50 follow mark. I can see on the screen now that we are only at 35, so we've still got about 15 or so followers that we're looking for. If this happened to be your cup of tea, great. This is not our usual adventures,
But it is usually this chaotic.
But it is
Yeah,
usually
it
this
is usually that
chaotic.
chaotic.
We have a full couch here. I'm normally in the seat that Brayden is holding, running the campaigns for my friends here. If D&D is your shtick, great. Come along. You're welcome to enjoy our adventures here on Casual Cactus. If D&D is not your shtick, what the heck are you doing here? We're welcome. We welcome you. We do welcome you.
Let us know how we did,
Let us
because
know how we did.
we don't know if you guys like us or if you enjoy what we're doing. We would like to know, because
Absolutely. We are also working on a few other things besides just the gaming streams. We're working through the details on those, and as soon as we've got that worked out, we'll make some announcements about what they might be, what you can look forward to here on Casual Cactus. If you are looking to get caught up on the adventures, on the campaign we're currently running, I do have those posted on our YouTube channel. I'll just search for Casual Cactus. It's casual with a C, cactus with a K. I don't remember if it's all one word or not, but
It's all one.
It's all one
word.
if it's all one word, that's the way to go. There you will have the full backlog of all of the adventures of the normal Glassbreakers Guild since we've started our run through of Tomb of Annihilation. A lot of fun stuff there, a lot of shenanigans. The group that we play with, there's a reason I play with this group of players. They're fantastic. A lot of creativity, a lot of keeping me as a DM on my toes, and I just absolutely love absolutely love these sessions. So do check that out. Get you caught up. We just finished session 10. I'm not sure that one's live yet. I'll get that up. Make sure that that's up. Make sure that this goes into its own playlist as one-shots, things that we'll fill in as we build out that channel as well. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I know I had a lot of fun.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you guys have a lot of fun?
I had a lot of
Good
fun. Yeah.
times.
Of course. So we will see you next time, Tuesday nights, 5:30 Mountain Time. I won't bother doing all of the conversions. You guys are smart cookies. You can manage that. You're on your own.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, and until next time, be sure you've got your blunt objects, your bats, your balls, and if you've got a hammer, any problem looks like a glass house. See ya.
Nice intro for that one.
Outro.
Outro, intro.
I'm trying it out, guys.
Yeah.
It may not stick around.
One of these days I will perfect it, but it is not this day.
Well, that was fun.
Bye, guys.
That's fun.
We are still alive.
Is there